Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Timbuktu Campaign. Last time, under the archonship of Sigiri Sawari, we concluded a rather strange war in the west against a number of tribes who we had fully occupied and were keeping at 100% war score while we waited to integrate our feudatory Nyata, who was in between our territory and theirs, and who was not in the war for some reason. I've still not gone back to check and see why they weren't in the war. It may have been because I was integrating them. I don't think integration cancels someone's call to arms obligations, but I don't know. It doesn't matter anymore, honestly, as we managed to integrate them successfully and then conclude the war well in advance of the forced white peace that was ticking down. So managed to avoid any shenanigans there. And we have expanded our holdings into Jolof quite substantially with a number of new planned city locations. We'll talk a bit more about city foundations in a moment because that is going to be a goal of this episode for sure, but we'll get to that in a moment. And we do have some claims we can continue to take advantage of as we expand further and further towards the sea and the dip range opportunities and other opportunities that's going to provide us. Speaking of dip range, we also secured a surprise new bit of territory with Taudeni, one of our tributaries who declared war on us a little unexpectedly. We duly smacked them down for that one and sort of surprisingly took their territory directly in one of these kind of weird sort of peace deal free war conclusions, which in this situation I am happy to take, even though I'm not 100% sure how or why that happened, because this territory being owned by me directly has expanded the dip range quite noticeably, as you probably recall from last episode. We're now able to reach, and we are now trading with Carthage, though not necessarily the Mediterranean superpower that they would become historically quite yet. They are certainly still a serious regional power, though, as noted before, oddly enough, Basatis, normally not a big player in the area, is in this timeline a serious contemporary of Carthage. I've been trading with them for a bit longer because I was able to reach them earlier. But we can also now reach Sardinia as well, most of Sicily, of course all of North Africa. We can reach the Balearic Islands, and we can reach all of Iberia for what that's worth. Not too much trade activity out here. There's really quite a lot of small tribes who don't have enough territory to have surpluses, but hopefully some blobbing can occur over there, and we can trade with whoever the winner of those wars happens to be and make some money from that. Now, of course, the real commercial prize in the Western Mediterranean is at this stage Tuscia, in terms of people that I haven't reached yet. Tuscia likely does have some surpluses that I would be very happy to trade in and import. And the serious commercial wealth in the Mediterranean, as has often been the case in real history, is the Eastern Mediterranean. Now, over in Hellas and Greece, Pydna actually is a potentially quite good trading partner, and I am excited to reach them and see what they have to sell. Epirus and Sparta are both local powers that probably have a surplus or two. Hopefully they are going to enter my dip range sooner or later. And I also would very much like to reach Kyrenica, who I'm just a little too far away from. I'm able to reach Oyat right now, but Kyrenica is a little too far, but I hope to reach them soon. And of course, the real prize is Egypt, though of course Lydia, the Chaldeans, and eventually Media likely have some serious commercial power. Chaldea in particular is a superpower over here. They've also been seemingly annexing a lot of Median territory, so the historical decline of the Chaldean Empire in the face of Media is not happening in this timeline, it seems, with the Chaldean Empire enduring and perhaps even holding back the Medians longer than they did. Although, of course, as in every single Imperator Rome campaign where they're on the map, Egypt is doing well. I don't think I've ever played a campaign where Egypt has been a failure, particularly in any mod that is set before the base game, when you've got old unified Egypt. So if I can reach Egypt, they assuredly have some serious trade goods for sale. Very excited for that day. But for now, we have got our own local affairs to worry about. Now, putting aside all of our expansion, we also experienced some near disaster last time, as the long wait to conclude the war in the West apparently inspired a number of barbarian hordes to attack, and we were beset from multiple directions at the same time in a big barbarian invasion situation. Fortunately, because the war that we were in was just one of waiting around, my levy was able to be dispatched to go and sort of hunt down the barb stacks one by one over quite a long time. We were racing around trying to prevent any cities from being sacked and just generally limit the damage, but the entire experience is a stark reminder that being able to eventually get multiple legions, as while we could split our levy with only one supply train in our current levy, it's not a very good idea to split it too much. That's not the right button. Here we go. Actually, that was the right button. I wanted to go over here. In order to get a single legion, we need Provisioning Act, which we can reach the next time we get a tech up. It's only going to be 4 techs. We need to get Professional Training, which is 4 techs away. And this allows for a legion in the capital region. However, the real prize is military modernization for the unrestricted number of legions. This would allow me to, for example, actually form small legions that could live pretty much permanently in these desert areas where small barb power is growing, but and so they're not ever going to be under serious danger of enormous barbarian hordes, but having to dispatch my levy multiple months across the uninhabitable desert to get up here to go fight off barbs is a bit of a pain, particularly if I'm under pressure already, as we saw last time. But so far it's been manageable with only one barb spawn over here, as we've talked about previously. And these other areas that are habitable only have small... There is a barb spawner up here, though, should be noted. Though we can see here, if you look in the tooltip, the number of cohorts raising. It's not that serious, although as the barb power... I mean, we just had a big wave of barbs, so it's a bit lower than it will be in the future. But overall, this is pretty manageable. But I will eventually want to have unrestricted legions to have someone guarding these areas, especially if I do develop them further. Alternatively, I could also try to raise the civ level higher, as the local barb power may eventually be overwhelmed by the nearby civ power, but I don't know if that's too feasible out here. I can't move population out here, and I just have to rely on local growth, so I don't know, we'll see. But either way, just wanted to note I am thinking about the future plans for the Timbuktuan military, which I eventually want to transition from a levied military to a legion military. Now, getting into where things are at this stage, we have just had the election of Bari and Baki, this of course being Bari Sankara, the Jackdaw 4107, and his co-Atacon Baki Sawari with his 5768. Now, coming from Bari, we've got the 10 Finesse, which means minus 10% build cost, plus 20% national commerce income. That is why I elected him, is for that modifier, among other things. We're also getting 7 Charisma from him, which means plus 1.440 claim fabrication speed and minus 0.07 monthly tyranny. The monthly tyranny loss is a bit lower than last time, but we have put some good work into reducing that tyranny, so we're now down to the middle teens of tyranny. Good place to be for that. The decline rate is not as high as it's been, but we're low enough now that I feel comfortable with the tyranny loss being a little less severe, and I'm pretty confident we'll be able to get the tyranny under control in the next couple of election cycles. And then the 5 Marshal is coming from Baki, which is going to be plus 5% manpower recovery speed and plus 5% army morale recovery. And then 8 Zeal coming from him as well, resulting in minus 0.08 monthly war exhaustion. We do actually have a little bit of war exhaustion built up because of our very war-heavy episode last time, and all the barbarian invasions, of course, didn't help either. So that's going to help. And plus 0.08 monthly stab change. Now we do have basically 73 stability right now with Divine Sacrifices going, so that's going to stay fairly stable. Our very high stability is definitely helping our Republic from falling apart, thanks to how much we've expanded. If we weren't trying to min-max stability so much, this could definitely be more of a problem. Now, Bari is an oligarch, and Baki is a traditionalist. And at this stage, it looks like the parties are fairly balanced. Oligarchs have had a bit of a resurgence, probably because one of their characters is now the Atacon. They're up to 36 influence, while the Trads are only at 27. Democrats have gone down a bit to 37. I think they were higher than that before. We've at least managed to prevent the big Democrat takeover that seemed to be looming in the last couple of episodes, so I'm fine with that. In terms of opinion, oligarchs are pretty happy, and they're currently trending up, though of course, as I've not done my family micro, this will likely change quite a bit. The trads are super, super happy because we have a trad coadicon. They like that we're at peace. They like our very high stability. They don't like the war exhaustion. That's going to go away fairly soon. They also like all of our deities being Bedaic, as has been the case so far. And we have a really good censor who's helping out as well. So, as usual, trad approval is very easy to min-max. Democrats are actually also super happy, though mostly because we just had a Democrat regime, so they're still happy about that. And I put some effort into getting their approval high. I will probably have to, well, not just probably, I will have to do my big government reorganization to ensure that we've got min-maxed Democrat approval management, as Democrats are just, as usual, very hard to keep on side. But as our tyranny declines, it's going to be easier and easier for us to deal with them, and we're going to be able to have a more diverse government with more great families. Although, one interesting side effect of my tyranny management is the oligarchs also like my tyranny. They like my tyranny at 1/2 the rate that the Democrats dislike it, so every point of tyranny, I actually don't know how to convert it exactly, but essentially with 16.74 tyranny currently, as an example, oligarchs have plus 0.08 approval from that, while Democrats have minus 0.16 disapproval. So you can sort of see what I mean. Democrats are twice as unhappy as the oligarchs are happy for tyranny. But the oligarchs being happy about it is not insubstantial. If I had 0 tyranny, that'd actually only be slightly trending up right now. So, worth noting, I don't really ever want to purposely gain tyranny just for oligarch approval, because there's so many downsides to building up tyranny. And as you've seen, I've spent much of the campaign trying to control it. But it is worth noting that I may want to actually ensure I don't do too much family management in the favor of what the Democrats want, because the oligarchs will disapprove of it. And once I have lower and lower tyranny, the oligarchs will start to get annoyed about that. And especially if I don't plan to go to war without those diplomatic actions that the oligarchs approve of, it may be harder to keep them happy. But in my experience, oligarchs tend to be a lot more consistent to keep happy than the Democrats with the way that I play the game. Now, having said all that, let's go and take a look at our characters here. So Bade Sankara 4107, as noted before, known as the Jackdaw. He has a number of traits. He is weak-willed, which means minus 2% holdings income, plus 0.10 conviction towards head of family's faction, and 5 loyalty, though as the Atacon, his loyalty is set. As the governor of Ghana, Ghana is going to have minus 10% fort defense. Not ideal. Hopefully we don't have any siege races this episode. The only thing stopping Bade from simply laying down to die is indecision. That is a brutal description right there, holy moly. Next up, he's tough for plus 0.01% health, and hilariously, as a commander of ships, minus 5% ship damage taken. This might be the least naval campaign I've ever done, so this won't be very relevant. The sailors commanded by Bade, who allegedly exist, are said to be the happiest in the world, said to be blessed by the divine. Fleets commanded by Bade seem to have an unnatural ability to survive. By the way, this is just speculation, but I think that the reason there's so many of these weird naval-oriented traits that keep popping up when it doesn't really make sense for them to be here is that one of the big patches for Vanilla Imperator Rome introduced a bunch of naval military traits, and it sort of coded them to appear alongside normal military traits. So instead of like a regular military trait, you can get a naval military trait instead, which for a campaign like this is not too useful, but I guess the health is a little nice. He is also greedy for minus 1 charisma, which is a shame because I would have liked a bit more tyranny loss, but 7 is okay. Minus 0.05 monthly Bonnie conviction, that's not relevant, and minus 0.05 monthly trad conviction, that is relevant, and he does in fact have lower trad conviction. He is one of my unusual oligarch Democrat flip-floppers, but he happened to be oligarch on the day that he was elected, so that's good. That worked out like that to rebalance things. And as the governor of Ghana, Ghana is going to have plus 0.02% local pop growth. Nobody would ever dare accuse Bade of moderation or self-control. It's also more likely to engage in theft. I'm also going to make him engage in scheme influence while I'm looking at it. Okay, energetic, plus 1 martial and finesse, and plus 0.05% monthly statesmanship. He is extremely good on statesmanship right now. That's a great start. Bade always puts in double the effort, even when sleeping. Characters with this trait are more likely to commit acts like theft, gambling, and murder more frequently. Okay. He is also tolerant. I love the picture, by the way, for tolerant. I don't know if you can see on YouTube. It's a dog hugging a cat, which is really cute. I love these. These little trait pictures are really small in the base game, but they're actually pretty funny if you really squint at them and sort of see what's going on. Anyways, so -1 zeal, plus 0.05 Dem conviction, -0.05 Trad conviction. As the ruler, plus 6% unintegrated culture group happiness nationally. That's pretty good. People from all walks of life can find an unbiased listener in Bari. So our dogs and our cats will be getting along under his rule. Very nice stuff. Alright, so he is joined by his co-Otacon, Baki Sawari. Now, Baki is a 5768, as noted before. This guy is all about the trad lifestyle. He does have a little bit of oligarch conviction and less democrat conviction, but this guy is pretty much set in his ways here. He is coming in with secure +1 charisma, plus 2% Great Wonder Construction, not relevant for this, for his co-Otacon chip. Plus 0.15 trad conviction, that'll do it. And plus 5 loyalty of generals if he were the ruler. I don't think this applies because he's the co-Otacon. As we've seen, the co-Otacon sometimes applies the win ruler modifiers and sometimes doesn't. Who knows if it matters here, but the generals in question would be my other governors if I were to raise them. So we'll see if we raise them and look at that. If Baki Sawari had feathers, not even a Divine Thunderbolt could ruffle them. Silver-tongued, plus 2 charisma, plus 15% Senate influence, Freeman Great Wonder Construction, plus 2% for what that's worth, and if he were the ruler, plus 25% improved opinion maximum. Even the most skilled diplomats would struggle to compare to Baki. Rulers with this trait are able to do persuasion instead of bribery. And he is vengeful, plus 1 finesse, -1 charisma, and -20% assassinate cost if he were the ruler. Nothing can stand between Baki and those who have wronged him. He's also trying to claim a holding from Senpoku Chilibili the Shield. Don't know why he's decided to do that, but okay, I'm not going to interfere. It would cost me popularity, or interfering would cost me loyalty on him, and assisting would cost me popularity. Don't really think that's a good use of my resources here. Also, he is the brother of Labadeabo, which is something I didn't notice earlier, but I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. That all looks good. He does have 21 corruption. That's not so good. Ooh, okay. What are we... Okay, 0 corruption on body. That's good. I, as usual, always mention at the start of my videos here in this campaign, I want to check these characters before their election to look at their corruption, but I always forget. But this time I'm remembering in time, so no corruption on body, super duper corruption on Baki. However, the parties don't actually care about this, because he's not the ruler, he's the co-Otacon. So his super high corruption should only be affecting his wages and shouldn't be affecting anything else. Yeah, because it's not gonna, because Bari is the governor, so he's not gonna affect the governor stuff from corruption. And it does appear that the national corruption thing here is just for the main Otacon and not for both of them collectively, like popularity. So that is good to clarify. I could do sanctions on this guy. Trads would disapprove, but it's not that bad. 2 tyranny for this is, I don't think, super worth it. He's not, like, amazing. His zeal is really his best trait, and I would like to use this guy as a zeal character in the future. What was I having him do before? Oh, here's my high priest, so I was using him as a zeal character, so look at me. I can think like myself. That's a good sign. Clearly, I'm not experiencing brain failure quite yet, although probably very soon. We'll see how long I make it through this campaign before just losing it all. But anyways, Baki with his zeal is going to be better suited in a position like High Priest. That's for sure. Let me hold off for now. His corruption is climbing because of free hands. I don't want to reduce his loyalty by doing revoke free hands. I guess I could do sanctions. I mean, he'd go down to 69 loyalty, unless he loses free hands for me doing sanctions, which I don't think is the case. Yeah, the thing with free hands, his corruption will climb further and further. I can't do anything to reduce it aside from sanctions under a situation like... I guess I could do a trial. I think trying to bring my co-Otacon to trial is not the smartest move, though. Yeah, let me just go ahead and do a little bit of that, do some sanctions. 2 tyranny at this rate of loss and the lack of rate of gain is definitely sustainable. And this is worth it to, because this is a young guy. He's 35, well, young for politician sense. He's 35. I'm going to have him for, 10 more episodes or so. And although he's not like, a god tier character, 8 zeal is better than average. And I would like to use him as my high priest once he's free from his co-icon-ship position. Okay, having done that, he's down to 6. Okay, I guess 67 loyalty, sure. I could spend 5 PI to get more loyalty, though this would give him 5 corruption again, so don't think that's worth doing. I guess I could have done that first and then done the sanctions, and I think I've even commented before that that's the order I should do that if I am going to do that. I think this is fine. 67 is not low. I don't think this is going to be a problem. Yeah, should be fine. Okay, having done that, let's go ahead and get our offices organized. Right, so, so let me go ahead and start from scratch. Let's just do this in this manner. Go ahead and just fire everybody. And then let me review who my governors are currently. All right, so I don't have a Gene governor, that's right, because that's what Bari Sankara was doing. And then Isawagin character for Songhae. He's really good, I don't want to move him. Kilia Suwari has been my Sahara governor for a while. She's pretty good, I don't want to move. She's also in debt, which is interesting. And then my minor character, Korogo, is my Jolof governor. He's solid, and he's not a family character, so that's honestly his best feature. Okay, so we have at least one Suwari. Actually, this guy, is he in the Isawagin family, or is he just named Isawagin? He doesn't have the bolded name. Let's see. Okay, so he is actually in the Isawagin family. It's just not bolding for some reason. Must be just an interface glitch. But he is in the family, so we have one character from the Isawagins, one from the Suwaris, who are in governorships that I don't want to move them from. How do the parties feel about things now? Oligarchs are furious, Democrats are really happy, Trads don't care about this part. Okay, so let's get this whole thing balanced. So I think what we want to do here is, let's focus on, okay, let me think about this. Let me go ahead and, let me see if there's a really, because Gene is an important region to get myself a good character for. Let's see. What's my Gene Levy looking like now, too? That's not very impressive. I could assign someone with High Marshal in case I need a good general, but I can just hire a mercenary if that's necessary. With my economy and my big focus on economy in this campaign, I can always, like, if my only need is a High Marshal leader, I don't need it to, like, be the character who does sacks, which is, the leader of your nation is the sacker. I can always just hire mercenaries, so I don't think that's a problem. All right. I need big finesse in my region. What are we looking at here? So we could bring in... Okay, I think let's see. We could bring in Sagiri Suwari. He might be re-electable. Let me remind myself, actually, what my rule is for that. Where is Aristocratic Republic? 10-year delay. Okay, so we're not going to see him as a candidate for probably 2 episodes. But he would be a good governor. I think I've used him as a governor before as well. I think at least. Democrat. Steadfast, but he's deceitful. He doesn't like that we revoked free hands. So he gains corruption from deceitful, but with all of my other modifiers it will go down. This would be another Suwari character, though. That's okay, I've got plenty of offices I can put other family characters into. This would also make the Suwaris grateful, for what that's worth, though again, I'm likely going to add more Suwari characters anyways. Am I nervous about his power base at all? What does he have? He may have a couple, yeah, he has a little bit of Loyal Veterans, but Loyal Veterans is such an underpowered power base modifier in the base game. I don't think that's a problem. Fanta with her huge corruption from being crafty. I don't think she's going to be in the cards. Gumasita Sankara, though. This guy I may want to groom as a future Otacon by giving him a governorship. 41, he's got plenty of time left. He's basically, like, he's essentially the same character as who I have currently as the Otacon, 410. on those stats, which is what I care about the most for the main Atacon. With Charisma and Zeal typically being support stats I want from the co-Atacon. So Badi Sankara, the Chactaw, with his 410, was the Gen A governor. I could essentially assign this 20 years younger version of him with the same mainline stats. He'd be coming in with Miserly. Not ideal with the tax loss. 10% for Gen A. He is an oligarch, so for what that's worth. He does have double disloyalty traits, which I don't like so much. Uncaring and skeptical. I think I've passed over this guy before because of this. Although, otherwise he's pretty happy. His faction's happy. Oh, you know what? Consular Compromise is plus 20. That's disguising his real loyalty. He's actually at 53 loyalty without that timed modifier. So he's not actually a super dependable guy without Consular Compromise in effect. And that's going to go away given time. I think that's the Oligarch mission completion thing. So Sagiri would be really good as just a mixed character, like 9/9 on those. His corruption is not that bad. I could do sanctions on him and then give him free hands. This would also get rid of revoked free hands and would also then add 20. I could bribe him. Yeah. I could bribe him and then sanction him, and then, or I could bribe him, give him free hands, and then sanction him. Actually, can I not give free hands? I could once I make him governor. I think I'm probably going to put him in. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not, because 12 charisma, he needs to be in a charisma office. I totally forgot about his crazy charisma. Okay. Forget everything I just said. It's no longer relevant. He's too charismatic to be put in that office. Okay, so then we've got Banidoba Bunu. No corruption at all, that's good. No positive or negative loyalty traits. Okay, I'm liking what I see here. He's a traditionalist. 23, this is a newer character. This guy's actually much better suited for Zeal office. But I could make him a governor and build statesmanship on him. The nice thing about governors is, well, I guess you also don't need to cycle out officers. I do that for the campaign for just to make things easy to kind of manage. But if I make him a governor, it'd be more of a hassle to switch him out. I should make him a Zeal officer and then let him build statesmanship like that. So then we got Kondalan Suwari. We've used her as a governor before. She is crafty, though, so I don't really want to use her. Patalgombe Bolsa. We've obviously seen him before. No corruption. He's uncaring, and the Scorn family thing will probably go away. If we make him the governor, it'll actually go away from him, not from his family having 1 of 1. 8 finesse and 5 martial. He's the family head, too. 65. So I kind of prefer not to have a governor that old, unless they're, like, amazing, because once he dies, if he's in office, I'll have to reassign I'll have to reapply all of the governor policies with a new governor coming in. Yeah, there's got a lot of old people to deal with here. Let's see. I just need finesse here most of all. Am I comfortable giving it to Fanta? She's really good aside from her corruption. Yeah, positive and negative traits cancel out. 10-5 is really good. She's young. She's a traditionalist, and they're typically easier to deal with than the other parties. She has a good trait as well, fort defense. Not that I really expect to, like, be seriously invaded here, but this is where the barbs were attacking largely last time. Though I don't expect big barb waves again so soon. I think I want to avoid corrupt governors at all costs. I think Patargombe is actually fine to assign here. Sure, he's old, but at 65, I don't really expect him to drop it at any moment. In fact, I can just... Well, he is ailing, I guess. Though it's only from age. He's not ailing from an illness. Maybe I have time. Maybe I don't. I don't want to miss out on this this much finesse though, if I can help it. Okay, let me... I think I can deal with Gumacita's loyalty. I don't know how long the consular compromise stays in place, but making him governor, like, I have a number of ways to deal with governor loyalty. This should be fine. No corruption problems. He's basically exactly what I want. He's younger, 41, 10 finesse. Local tax is a bummer, but we'll survive that modifier. Of course, he's changed all the policies, so let me go ahead and fix all this. Yay. All right. Where is... Okay, so Gene, I'm assuming I want to switch back over to conversion. Let's find it in my list here. Actually, Gene is fairly integrated at this point. And Gene was largely made up of bozos already. Maybe Civ change isn't actually so bad. Now we're pretty much at the Civ level in most of these areas. There's not really much benefit from that. 7 PI to change this is so much. Okay, well, I could do manpower. Do I want to do that? Not really. I could do acquisition of wealth. This would offset his governor trait. Let's see. 14.1. Yeah, it's mostly going to be tax here. I have some exports, I suppose. I've got gold and I've got base metals coming out of Gene. What about down here? Nope. Actually, the commerce income from the exports is pretty large. Yeah, hold on. Let me do some quick math. So 15 plus that's 0.30, 0.31, 0.39, 0.43, 0.45, 0.49, 0.50. So basically all of the tax in the Gene province roughly is still less than just the gold export. So actually, encourage trade might be, because province commerce... Yes, let's find out. So, also because he has a tax debuff and not a commerce debuff. So 14.31. Let's go ahead and throw this onto 14.31. Encourage trade. 14.62. So that is actually like a, it's not a huge difference, but like for just it coming from a policy, that's pretty good. Okay, I think that was the right call. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then down here, there's no reason to change this. It's not worth it. Okay, so that is the governorship worked out. Now let's check back on our parties here. This makes things a bit more balanced because we have one more neutral family. Okay, next up, let's assign our researchers. We have super high efficiency, so this is a gigantic priority. Let's go ahead and throw our highest martial character. Actually, she should be I have a number of good oratory characters, actually. Yeah, I need my highest characters possible, and even though she has better oratory, I don't want to go for 9 martial if I can avoid it. Although, this guy's not going to be good at anything else. Let's put Wedrago Sankata as our martial character. For civic advance, let's see. How do the parties... Oops, how do the parties feel now? Okay, more neutral. I can go a bit further here. So civic advance... Let's do... Can we get away with the Chielabeles and the Sankatas being in here now? How do the parties feel? Okay. So, let's see. It's probably better if I have one of these 3 content families be scorned, and then that way I can stuff more of them as grateful. It's so difficult dealing with the debuff, the malice for the Democrats of grateful families. It's so punishing. You have to do, like, I know I spend every episode of this campaign like an hour at the start just doing my government micro. It's so complicated to dance around this Democrat disapproval for grateful families. It's really, really, really punishing. I think it does make sense the Democrats would like scorn families because they like when the nobles like are out of power. But them having such a huge disapproval of grateful families is really punishing. Okay. All right, so I will have okay. Let's forget about the Chilebele appointment. Let's put in Sigiri Suwari. No. All right, Kondolan Suwari is going to work as well. And for auditory, Sigiri Suwari, put you in there. And then for religious advancement, Alchemisa Suwari. Perfect. And then, are any of you on free hands by chance? You should not be. Okay. I'm gonna revoke your free hands. It's not necessary. Okay, so now things are more balanced. Okay. Alright, so now, if I can avoid... Now, more Isawagan characters is fine. And more Sankara or Suwari characters is fine as well. Although more Isawagans would remove one scorn family thing for the Democrats, but I think I can survive this. At some level, this micro is less valuable to the nation than the benefit of having better characters to work with, so you have to really evaluate that. Okay, so let's throw in Kabasuwari with that 11 finesse. Very good. You can get your free hands. For Omen, let us grab... Alright, Labadabo is still pretty good. I'm annoyed I can't use Bani Doba Banu. But for now, that's fine. You've got your free hands still. Perfect. For national tax, right, Layla Sankara. In you go. Alright. For military experience, Dada Suwari. Alright, this is a new character. She's pretty good. She just turned 16, so now she's in my adult character pool. You're actually pretty close to full loyalty without free hands, so I'm not gonna give her corruption for no reason. Don't want to corrupt the youth, as it were. Alright, here we have another, well, not a 16-year-old, but a 25-year-old, Pokubila. I don't think I've seen her before. I'm not sure why I haven't seen her before, because she's got some seriously good charisma. Come on in. You can be my magistrate. Yeah, wow. I must have used her before, actually, because she does have free hands. It's been a while since I played the last episode, so I don't remember anything. Maybe the mental decline has already started after all. We shall see. Alright, Tribute of the People. Let's throw in... Actually, if I can keep the Isawagans at 1 of 1, that would be a bit better for my party management. So let's see if I can get away with this. 7 versus 8. For this is actually acceptable. You probably have free hands, you do. Alright, Physician. Let's just give this to the Bugler, to Kodama Sankara. There he is. Look at that beard. Alright, come on in. 90's close enough. And for High Priest, let us give this over to Sundiata Suwari. So as I've commented before, the way that this system actually works mechanically means the Democrats like it if you have one family in charge more. Now, in fairness, the stated ideology of the historical ancient Democrats was populism, but the actual way that their sort of faction worked in ancient Rome and in other places tended to actually be what populism really is in real life, which is often despotism in disguise. So this mechanically working like this may, in a funny roundabout way, actually be accurate, but it doesn't feel like this is what's intended. So I don't know, maybe the developers of Imperator Rome are actually like sort of 5-head geniuses who have outsmarted me with this this balancing, but it is what it is. Either way, we now have a slight oligarch upward trend, very good trad upward trend as usual, and then we've got a slight but manageable Democrat downward trend, especially as we lose tyranny. This will get better. So yeah, I'm happy with this. Plus we can do confiscation if needed. Though I think oligarchs will probably force the bestowment. Well, they might force the bestowment. I guess we'll see. Also, let me go ahead and trade out... Actually, no, never mind. I'm not going to trade out my vegetables because I want to keep my vegetables. So I've been declining the vegetable trade request. In fact, can I specifically request no more requests for vegetable trades? Well, if I do this, then I will not be able to sell vegetables from other... I just don't want to lose the capital bonus of vegetables. I guess I could block surplus. I think I'm comfortable doing that, actually. That actually achieves my goal. Okay. Then as for Omen, we are going for the Jackal once more. No need to get fancy here. Where's all the other shrines at? Okay. That's all fine. No other gods available. That's totally fine as well. Alright. Very good. We are at 12.80. I don't know how that changed so much, but okay, sure. Harsh taxation is correct. We actually have an innovation available. I don't know when I got that, but I must have missed it before. Okay, what do I want to use this for? I must have just gotten this, actually. Maybe it was at the end of the last episode. So I have a couple of options here. Extended diplomacy would affect control range, but it wouldn't affect dip range directly. So let's perhaps not go for that. Interesting, I could actually become a dictatorship through my tech tree. I've got the Republican tech tree, so I'm allowed to do some stuff that you wouldn't see as a tribe or a monarchy. Let's see. I'll come back to that. I don't want to necessarily make any drastic choices before I think it through. All right, more dip range down here. This would be actually not too far off. Yeah, this is either one. Okay, so I could actually get to Shift Cipher. 15% more dip range. That might get me to Tuskia. In fact, I think that probably would get me to Tuskia based on where I'm reaching right now. Now, I don't think I can actually see my dip range. No, I can. Yeah, what am I talking about? I can see it right here. So we've got 1360 dip range right now. Now, the way that dip range is calculated is kind of interesting. I think it's essentially, you've got your base dip range, and then every dip range modifier, every dip range change in the game is a additive modifier. I think all the modifiers are added together and then applied to the base. And that's how most modifiers in this game work. But essentially, 15% more dip range. Well, hold on. I can actually, let me calculate this properly. So if it was an add and then multiply, so 50%, 15%, 5%, so that's 70%. So yeah, that would make sense, because although I don't know what 70% of 800 is offhand, 800 plus 70% of 800 does sound like it would be around 1360. So it seems to be all the modifiers add together, and then that is then multiplied with the base. So 15% on top of that, we'd be looking at 85%. Which would boost us up to maybe 1500, 1550 dip range. Given where I'm reaching right now, I think I would reach Tuskia with that. Possibly also Karenica. What's my dip range here? It does not tell me what the distance... I can reach Takeda, actually. That's a good comparison point. Okay. So I guess the question would be, is it better to go straight for Shift Cipher, or is there some other thing that'd be better to go for first? Seated Acclamation would give me a bit more tyranny loss, though it's not that much. This would be quite nice, actually, to further reduce the cost of my trade good investments, which is typically the main investment I'm going for. This would be a permanent discount. Although now we're going to need to spend money to add them further here, though it would still be worth it probably in the long run. And this would give me a bunch of nobles. That's interesting. This is all pretty far down. Patrocinium's really good, but we're a really long ways away from it, so let's not worry too much about that. I could also shift gears and go into the martial stuff. perhaps get professional training to get my capital legion, though I don't think I have a strong enough economy quite yet to support a really good capital legion. I don't need any of the other military bonuses right now at all. I could also boost up my economy directly with just economic tax. Could also go for cultural administration. That's pretty good. Ooh, you know what? Petition of minorities to get the found city cost modifier reduction. That might actually be kind of good. In fact, I might even wait to do some city foundings until I get this. Yeah, you know what? I do want to found a number of cities, and although I founded a few cities so far, I founded them to complete missions. I want to found cities just to strengthen the Republic. So let's go ahead and grab gradated citizenship for plus 20% pop promotion speed. Then within a year or two, we're going to be able to grab petition of minorities for the found city bonus and some other modifiers too. A series of levels, each denoting different rights and privileges, which can be attained by non-citizens in our nation, ensure there is a ladder to climb and that there's always something to work towards. All right. Very nice. I will come back and grab the tax collector thing, but for now, definitely want to get down here. In fact, let's see. Public slavery is interesting. The imprisonment thing is situationally really good, but it's kind of random when this becomes relevant. Random Timbuktuan will be executed. Alright. Interesting stuff. Your mercs can't be bribed or bought off. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to overlook cultural administration and, of course, servile bondage for these PI bonuses. But yeah, I think petition of minorities is going to be really good to get before I do a lot of city foundations. Okay, I think we're good to go ahead and unpause here. Let me just quickly check and see what my mission situation is. Yeah, I need to proceed through Kolyma to get this. That's a ways away. Annex Joloff. What's this one? Yeah, this is the coastal area. That's also a ways away. Into Joloff, making gains as coastal. So this one here, I've got the claim on Ogo, and I've got the claim on Kaidi, and they are allied with Kifa. And Kifa also brings in, although if I declare on Kaidi, I don't think Kifa can bring in their defensive league partner. I may not be... Actually, I mean, maybe. I can at least fight Kifa through a declaration on Kaidi. And that should be pretty straightforward. They're being destroyed by barbarian hordes. I guess some of those hordes that I managed to scare away ended up here. I mean, we see some of them, actually. So they're not going to be too strong. Not that they're going to be strong anyways. I guess I could just raise my forces once they're ready to go and just go to war. We don't exactly need lots of martial for this. We got the numbers. I guess, let's see, 10 martial on this guy and 9 on this guy, so it's a little alarming, but I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. I mean, will they even have any forces at all? Maybe like a unit or two. Okay, Kifa is actually a bit more populous than I was expecting. Although, a lot of it is actually, I think these are barbarians that have been added, these the megalithics. That sounds like a barbarian thing, like because megalithic is the religion in North Africa. So I bet some barbarians have added population. They've added 10 population to this location. That's really funny. Like nearly a plurality of this country is made up of barbarian migrants who've come in. Either way, they're going to be drawing from the Sononike population, so not too scary. I mean, I'm absolutely going to beat them in a actual war numbers-wise. Okay, so I think we should continue our expansion here. Plus I can get some... Well, can I get some sacks? I don't think there's that many cities around here. I might be able to get some sacks on the capitals. But no reason to really, hold off. We got plenty of AE and war exhaustion room. Let's go to war with Kaidi in a few months. And we can continue our expansion into Joloff. And let's go ahead and finally unpause the game. Okay. Wati Chilabele is disloyal. What is your problem? He actually has a lot of problems. He's a lunatic, he's inflammation, he's wounded, and he has dysentery. Sheesh, okay. He's struggling. He's struggling mightily. He's trying to assassinate Arabunu. Come on. Just cut it out. What are his chances? 6% success chance. I think with 6% success chance, I'm just going to let him try. Like, you know, if he can pull that off. This man is just struggling mightily, so if he can pull this off, you know, who am I to get in the way of his, you know, life goals? He's not going to last much longer at this rate. The end is near, that's for sure. Just let him do what he's doing. All right. Okay, we do have 1 unit from Songhai and 2 from Jenne, but no need to bring them in here. We'll just use the Ghana Levy as usual. There we go. Okay. Let us get them into position here. We'll actually some of them at Miata, I suppose. And that's heavy cap on the back, light cap on the side. This looks good. Attachment allowed. You can just let's see. The barbs are here. I guess I can take it over from the barbs. Yeah, that's probably allowed. I can go kill the horde if I really need to. So let's actually let's come to Bema. I think that might be a little faster. Once we get into position, we'll declare the war. Oh boy. Okay. Flashbacks already. They've been paid by ODN. All right. Well, they're going to destroy themselves after 2 settlement attacks. So I'm not going to bother with this. I would delay my war by like 6 months, coming down, then coming back up. So it is what it is. Once I have roads, actually, hold on. I think I need. Is it Civ? Civ greater than 4. I need Civ level 5. That's right. I'm so ready to build roads in this republic. All right, Carthage wants my wild game. Yes, please. These guys are fighting Selinus, so they're trying to take over Sicily. Interesting. All right. Barbarian pillaging. What else is new? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to save all my money for now. I'm also going to save my PI as much as I can. I always say that, but then I never save it. I'm actually going to save it for real this time in order to get these city foundations. I think also the discount does apply to the PI cost as well, so another reason to wait for that discount. All right, let's trade with someone who I'm not about to fight. Vegetables. Hold on, wait. No. That was not my vegetables for my capital because I still have the surplus thing in effect. Trade with you. Trade out my camels. Don't know why all of my trade. I think my economy fell apart a little bit because a bunch of people stopped trading with me for some reason. I don't know why anyone wouldn't trade with me. I mean, I'm such a nice guy. I am the one republic in... Actually, I'm not. Am I the one republic? I'm actually not sure if I'm the single republic left in Africa. I've killed a lot of the other republics. I've nobly integrated them into my republic. We're all consensually part of this republic together. No dubious conquests have happened at all. Where on earth is my government map mode? Hold on. I am, in fact, the single remaining republic, although if you recall from the first episode, there were some other republics in the area. I peacefully invaded them. I did some friendly invasions, some police actions in these other republics. So we now have, through brutal and unjustifiable conquest, the moral high ground to claim that we are spreading democracy everywhere that we send our armies to pillage and destroy. I mean, free and liberate. Yes, that's what we're doing. All right. It's really fun living in the modern age. There's so much comedic material about geopolitics that's just handed to you on a silver platter if you pay attention to the world. It's great. All right, let's go ahead and get into war here. So, Adawane will allegedly join in. We'll see about that, but they say they're going to do it. I guess we'll see if they do it. Or we're going to be taking Sila. Did I pay my troops? I should probably do that. That's fine. Even at partial morale, I'm not too scared of anything. I may regret saying that, but I probably won't regret saying that, honestly. I don't know what they could do. Let's go for it. Declare war on Kaidi, and they're going to be bringing in Kifa. Kifa probably can't call in Guidamaka. I don't remember. I feel like every campaign I come across a situation where I don't remember how defensive leagues get called in indirectly, and then I am always like, oh, that's how they do it. Once it happens, then I say I'll remember it for next time, but never remember. All right, here we go. Okay, let's just head straight up to... Actually, let's go to Mbut first, and then come up to Kifa after that. Here we go. Incidentally, what does my city foundation cost right now? That's I clicked on a city to check that, so... Wait, did I? No, I didn't. I looked at the wrong thing. Okay, I was about to say, I don't think Bakunu is a city yet. I want to make it a city. So it's 200 gold, 50 PI currently. I think we're going to get that discount after the tech is unlocked. So we'll get to that. Okay, here's the 1.5k Kifa army. They're just going to wander off. That's fine. I've got, my forts built, so they can't do too much. I mean, they could get to Esakane, I suppose, by going through the uncolonized. Yeah, that's a shame. I need to colonize Beni Bafit to actually get this line of forts to work correctly, because it's currently not working without Beni Bafit. They can move through the uncolonized, because it's not considered within the fort coverage. But it's going to take them a long time to get around like that. And, yeah. They can only reach Esakane like that, and it's, it's going to be alright. In fact, why don't I get here and then split off and go start sieging Kifa instead of standing here for a super long time. So let me split away, rather let me leave behind 2 horses. The rest of you come up here, and then we'll send the horses up. Actually, I might even send the horses to Karakoro to get that right away. Should be okay. Full. 42%, really? I guess the Barbs left a big garrison. I mean, I feel like a Barb garrison shouldn't be that large, but alright, I guess we'll siege it from the barbarians who have occupied it. Sure. If you insist. Oh. I did not mean to put that off. Kill the pop. Great. Head on over to Karakoro. These guys... 17, actually 18 raisable pops with the one Seguik Fula. Don't think we're going to see anyone, but maybe 1 or 2 guys. We can just run away if we encounter a larger army. But I don't see anyone, so I think we're okay to just do this sneakily. Okay, they have decided to inexplicably siege not Esakane, but rather Kulima. Okay. Alright, you go for it. Okay, they're not even going to siege that now. Okay, who knows what they're doing. Where my fort maintenance going? Where could they be going? I mean, Esakane is in the coverage of Gondam, so maybe they don't even think they can siege it, or they can't really hold it. They, in fact, can't really hold it. Yeah, I mean, they don't really have anywhere to go. My fort's recovering. I mean, I guess they could just stand on a fort and not siege it. They don't have 2k. So, who knows? Think about this for a minute. This will swing back from Kaidi. Let me come back to my army and just keep everyone together. Holy attrition. How, what? Huh? 250 from attrition? Is that right? Did I get a disease tick and I didn't notice? Alright, let me watch on the monthly tick here. I just lost 250 men, and that seems way, way more than I should be losing from an attrition tick. Alright, so let's see. So 5750, let's see on the tick what we're dealing with. Okay. We actually gained again, so who knows what happened. It must have been an army disease tick. Okay, they took Miata, that's fine. Supply shortage. Okay, so 38% fort defense for a barbarian occupied enemy tribal capital fort is a little over the top. Who is this? Chagakteg 60871, if you say so. Don't know what that's about. That must be like the barbarian leader? Question mark? I feel... Okay, well... I could just do the assaults. I do have 5 infantry. Nearly 2.5k infantry total. 5 infantry units, I should say, and then 2.5k actual manpower. Got plenty of... Well, I have some manpower. Plenty is a bit of a stretch, but I have some manpower to work with. I could assault Kifa, which is on partial garrison in fairness, and then just go to Kaidi and like finish the war with another assault. Once I'm at full morale, at least. I'm in no pressure to like deal with this. They can get Esakane, and they can, you know, kill some pops in these settlements if they, you know, are so inclined, which they may do. But they can't really break through my fort wall. They're not getting into the deeper Republican territories very quickly here. But they can still kill some pops, and I would prefer them not to do that. These are... actually, these are largely not bozo pops, so maybe I don't actually care as much. Sononikes are going to be assimilated sooner or later, so maybe I do care a little bit. I don't think there's any real disadvantage. You know what? Let me just do the assault. Let's do an assault here at least and take a lay of the land. Or take a, you know, yeah, take a lay of the land is the way to phrase it. Oh. Okay, well I guess we don't have the strength to do an assault. It's really the morale that seems to be a problem. All right, well let's... Yeah, these guys are just raiding my land. Just get this over with. Sacking of Kifa. Bari Sankara, the Jackdaws, let us bend to glorious victory during the siege of Kifa. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like that cause those back in Timbuktu to admire Bari greatly, believing such wealth in the hands of a man could cause problems in the future. Okay, let's see here. These guys are Rugen, wrong religion, and these guys are on the very edge of the Sononike worlds. They are right culture group. Hold on. Yeah, they are right culture group barely, but their allies, the Kaidi, are wrong religion and wrong culture group, which means Kifa is going to be a gentle looting. I mean, I could. I don't think that's necessary. I've got plenty of money. Let the looting be gentle. And now, yeah, it's this cavalry-oriented army that's causing all these problems for me. I keep looking at my total numbers and thinking I can assault that just fine. But in this mod, with this setup, where you need 2k to siege, it's pretty punishing if you don't have an infantry-oriented force. Another reason to focus on getting to legions, honestly. Okay, well, let's make our way over to Kaidi. In fact, let me send the horses ahead to go grab Mabuna. They have to go in a weird way. That's fine. You guys head to Kaidi. You can recover your morale and your manpower while sieging, and we'll get that going. Their occupation here shouldn't prevent the peace deal that I want, but if it does, we'll deal with it. You guys hold here for a moment. Benefits of power. The fated oligarchs dominate the Timbuktuan assembly and now move to bring a motion that will see public... Oh, here we go. It's they're requesting their mission. We'll see public lands granted to the most notable members of the nobility, as if the benches did not already creak under the weight of their avarice. Only our Otacon has the power to block the bill. If you think I'm losing 50 approval with the oligarchs, you're out of your mind. This is fine. I think this also happens for free. Like, I don't pay for it, so this is actually just a flatly good thing to get as a mission outcome. I mean, it does affect the family head power base a little bit, but this is vanilla Imperator Rome, at least in terms of this stuff, like these mechanics. Everything that's not head of family is a very inconsequential power base modifier. These are much deserved rewards. All right, oligarchs are thrilled. Actually, I could have done a little bit of confiscation before I did that, but I may not have been allowed to with the mission popped up like that. It's fine. Democrats are not losing approval that quickly. This is fine. I'm not going to worry about that. All right. You guys wait here so we're not running into a fight that we're going to win, but we would take some unnecessary casualties on. Last thing I need is for my manpower to go to these horses who can't do assaults. I mean, just historically unrealistic. Why can't horses climb up walls on ladders? Haven't you seen horses climb ladders? This game is ignorant of the forbidden art of horse ladder climbing. Didn't you know? This is the hidden history of Timbuktu. They were actually the masters of training horses how to climb ladders, an art that only they knew about, and unfortunately this game has failed to historically accurately depict. It's really a shame. Okay, jokes aside, he says, knowing that jokes will never be aside. Let me just send my horses to Kaidi with the army. Let's not make this too complicated. Until these guys are out of the way, I'm not going to try and sneak around here. Okay. So far, so good. Losing some of these pops over here is annoying, but I can't do too much about this right now. Okay, these guys are actually going to destroy themselves on my horses. Well, hold on. Let's not go crazy here. Let me actually do it like this. The donkeys can stay behind to keep the siege going. Well, it's not gonna really make a difference anyways. I may as well just leave the donkeys here. Let me send these guys back to Seme because they can go back to the same tile, and we'll double back again. They're gonna get away? Really? Shoot. Okay. How about if the horses go ahead? Nope. That is too bad. I lost a couple days of siege progression, and these guys are fast. I guess it is a single horse unit, so it is pretty quick. I suppose that's fair. They can't do too much with only 500 men. I can't re-siege this stuff, so I think we'll be alright. Now we wait for our morale to climb back up, and we do an assault once we have that. But these guys do have 500 garrison, though they have less fort defense, it should be noted. Inexplicably, they have less fort defense than a barbarian occupied fort, but it is what it is. Ooh, Kaidi hired some mercenaries. This is actually a bit of a problem. I'm going to... Okay, here's the question. If these guys decline my bribe, I'm in big trouble, because this mercenary force has a strong 9 martial leader. Compositionally, it actually is probably better than my army. Well, my army at full morale and at... In fact... I'll come back to that in a moment. My army at full normal morale and at full strength would... I mean, this is a pretty good... I think I've used this army before. It's a pretty good mercenary army. That being said, it has to get over here, which is probably 2 or 3 months. Then it has to recover from 0 morale upon arriving in the Kaidi territory. And I think it needs to be in Kaidi territory, not just occupied Kifa territory. So maybe I can beat the race, as it were. Let's just check and see. Hold on. There we go. 216 to get this guy. Let me come back to this. I don't need to make this request right now. And maybe I can just wait this out, and it's not going to be a problem. But if these guys refuse a hire, I may have to hire mercs to counter, honestly. That'd be a real shame. This is a fake number. They're not actually here. They need to go into Kaifa territory. Right? They shouldn't be here. Okay, let's keep an eye on this. I think, Kaidi territory, not Kaifa territory. I'm pretty sure standing in land occupied by the contract holder's ally shouldn't allow losing the black flag, but keep an eye on that. If they've unblack flagged here, we're in much, much bigger trouble than I was expecting. I thought they'd need to come over to Kaidi territory. So we'll see if they... I think it's a UI glitch that it shows them collectively with the army that's there. We shall see. We may be in trouble if I'm wrong about that. But fortunately, they're just standing here for now, so that's fine if they just want to do that. Also, what is this fort luck, by the way? No progression at all. Oh, boy. At least our manpower... Or, I mean, at least our morale is recovering. I'll trade out vegetables. That's fine. Oops. Nearly 14 gold per month. Okay. Religious advances. There we go. Omen power plus 1%. Okay. And we can now grab Petition of Minorities. Plus 0.02 provincial loyalty per month. That's great. Plus 3% undergrid cultural happiness is actually pretty good. And the real prize, minus 25% found city cost modifier, allowing accepted minority leaders to submit petitions on behalf of their people. At least gives them the opportunity to make their grievances known. I will happily grab that. And with the 2 coming up here, I could get public slavery, or I could go towards cultural administration, which is probably what I should do. Or I could go, oh, you know what? Hierarchy of responsibilities gives dip range. I actually missed that earlier. I should go for this next. I think getting the city reduction was better to get than hierarchy, but I should go for hierarchy next to get the dip range. We're going to get this in a few months. And also, so tyranny loss, control range, and dip range. And then I could grab... we'll get back to that later. But hierarchy of responsibilities is definitely what's next. Status quo again? Are you kidding me? That's my light infantry strength is so low. Okay, we do have a problem. These guys did unblack flag. Okay. Have I never... Has this always been the way this works? I thought that mercenaries needed to come into the purchaser's, like, home territory. I thought that they specifically couldn't unblack flag in occupied land, let alone land occupied by an ally. Because they're under contract with Kaidi, not with Kifa. So, alright, well, I definitely can't abide this. They're about to break my fort line. I could wait and try to buy them once their morale is higher. Yeah, because now they're gaining... I guess I could have seen this a little earlier if I'd looked at their morale, but... With only 1,500 infantry, we're not really in the best position for a siege race. These guys have essentially double the infantry strength, so if they wanted to assault, which is what they should strategically do, they could easily get Bakunu. And if they get Bakunu, then we're in much larger trouble. This fort luck is really... Alright, let's hold off. Let's wait. Let's wait and see what happens. I need some better siege luck than this. Come on. Also, what's my stability timer? 94. I got plenty of time to do city foundations. I should probably start founding some cities now. I need to found a city in Dia. That is a big priority. I've been holding off on this for a long time. It's now 150 gold. It's so cheap to found cities, 150 gold. And 37.50 PI. That is definitely doable. Let's get this Dia city founded. This will basically be my de facto capital of the Jene region as well, at least for now. It's a really good location. Let's do it. And we'll found another city, possibly in Endabugu next. It's another really strong location. Not the best tile in the world, but it's a really good location. Honestly, Bakunu would have been a good place to found, but I have to wait, obviously, for it to not be under siege. All right, come on. These status quo ticks have got to stop. This is absurd. That's been like 4 that's some pretty bad status quo luck. I've had some pretty bad siege luck before, but this is a little much. All right, we're just not really recovering our manpower that quickly here. Not really in the best position for a siege race right now. Let's see what their tick is, then let's react. Okay, they got a status quo too. That's fair. Let's hold off and wait. I may need to bring in those other regional levies at this rate just to just to give ourselves a bit of an advantage. Essentially, we're not in serious trouble until the Kifa mercenaries decline my... Or, I mean, the Kaidi mercenaries decline my bribe. If that happens... Alright, supply shortage, what are they going to get? Status quo. Okay. I'll take this. I'll take this siege luck. They could have gotten disease outbreak, but I'll take this siege luck. I've seen worse for sure. But yeah, at this point, if they refuse the bribe and they don't turn cloak, then we're going to be in trouble, because I don't really have an answer other than hiring mercs. Now, I certainly have the money to hire mercs, so that's not the problem. But it's like the logistical hassle of, like, let's see. Food shortage? Supply shortage. That was a better tick for them. They're going to win the siege race at this rate. Okay. These guys are at full morale. 216. Here's the thing. It would be cheaper to hire a different merc force and then just attack this merc force with the merc force that I hire. But do I even have a merc force nearby that is large enough? This one who lives in Timbuktu is definitely, like, this is a legendary merc force. 11 martial, 22 cohorts, 100 gold to hire these guys. And then what would it be per month? 8.66 per month. It's expensive, and I'd have to let them recover their strength. Given the cost involved in them building up the morale and then the travel time to get over here, I'd win the situation, but at a cost that might exceed 200. Let me try to bribe these guys first, and then if that doesn't work, we have some backup options. If this is successful, they should actually switch over and then fight the Kifa horses who are here right now immediately. Let's see what they say. Okay. This just got interesting. Mercenary band led by Dawood Zhao callously refused our offer of employment. Joke's on him. I mean, I'm the biggest mercenary employer in the area, and he's out here not networking with me very well, so I'm going to not hire him in the future. I'm just kidding. I probably will if he's the best option, but I can pretend to have moral outrage at his actions. Okay, there is actually... I overlooked these guys. Actually, there is a merc force on the tile, although they would immediately enter combat if I hired them, I think, so I probably shouldn't hire them. I think this larger, though led by a lower marshal, but the larger size is what really matters here. This merc force up here is probably the best bet. They're definitely large enough to beat the merc force here. I guess the thing is this merc force really, like, not large enough to beat them? 9 and 1 versus 12. 9 versus 8. With the morale difference, it might actually be too close. And the last thing I'm going to do is hire a merc force, pay for multiple months of morale management, and then they lose the fight. So let me hire Moko's mercenaries. Maybe a little overkill, but this ensures victory with my levy too far away to join in. And we're going to be in a race against them getting the best siege luck ever, of course, so... just hire them. And then... it's so expensive to do reorganization. If I can avoid that, that would be better. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Let me bring these guys down here if I can potentially bait these guys over to attack. Okay. These guys are sieging more land. Alright, what are they gonna get? If they get a breach of the food shortage? How about I get a breach? Or also martial advance, just in time, more morale of armies and navies, but also increased maintenance cost as well. Alright. Alright, hierarchy responsibilities. Minus 0.02 monthly tyranny, and plus 50% control range and dip range. We must ensure that there is always someone in place to take the blame if our decisions backfire. Alright. We should now be able to reach... okay, not quite. We're very, very close. We're able to reach the southern edge of, like, what would eventually be... I guess it already is Magna Graecia at this point. We can't quite... We're just barely out of range of Tuscia, but we're really, really close. We can now reach more of Iberia. We can now reach Kyrenica as well. Okay. Let's see if they have any goods for sale. Let me cancel one of my sheep trades. Actually, I probably shouldn't cancel the sheep trade. I want the sheep modifier. Let me cancel a grain trade. There we go. Okay, let's see. Am I reaching them in this? I may need to update for it to count. I don't think I'm getting their goods here, so let me wait and see. I'm trading grain again from these guys. Let me check on the next tick, I think. Status quo. All right. All right. I'm gonna actually just walk over here. Like, this is pretty dangerous, but if they leave the tile to fight this army, that actually kind of accomplishes my goal anyways. I just need the mercs off of this fort. That's whether that involves them destroying this mercenary army. That would be fine. If they get a breach, I'm going to yelp. Okay, no yelping yet, but hold your horses, because I'm yelping may hold the horses from those ladders which they want to climb using the hidden, forbidden Timbuktu method. Because yelping may ensue soon. Come on, give me a breach. That is a, sorry for clapping directly in the mic. That is a supply shortage, not a breach. That's not going to fly. All right, I do not like this siege situation one bit. This whole thing just stinks. All right. Positive siege progression is not very good. Now, I could assault Bakunu to take it back. Oh, hold on. I got a... I closed out of accident, but that was the civic advance coming through right there, which means more pop capacity and global monthly food modifier. Okay, so with this civ tech, let's see. I think... Let's see. I think Patrocinium's pretty far away, so let me not... I think I want to get to cultural administration next. Although, there's so many good options here. I still need just so much PI. All right, you know what? I'm going to keep pushing... Well, you know what? I can get cultural... Well, cultural administration is 2 away. So actually, it's 3 away currently. Peregrini, and then one of these, and then cultural administration. I kind of want to get standardized measurements to get more import value. I am missing out on import value because of my commerce modifier, but I do have a little bit coming in through importing, and that would help power my commerce economy. But you know what helps ultimately is PI to do everything I need to do. So let's stay the course here. Let's grab Peregrini. Unintegrated culture happiness plus 3%. That certainly doesn't hurt. By granting a specific status to outsiders, we can recognize them legally and domestically as a member of our state, value notwithstanding. Okay. So what is our 111%? Okay, that's whatever levy raised. It's fine. I don't like this. Come on. Show me status quo. Probably not going to win on a 14% progression, but I would really like a breach at Kaidi right about now. That would be spectacular. Status quo. Okay. Gonna need to do some drastic action here. All right, let's also check the trade situation. I guess I can't really reach that much from... Are they... Okay, they're popping up here. They don't really have any exports, or any surpluses to export right now. I guess that's fine. I'll keep trading for grain in the meantime. I may need to send the mercs in just to kind of do a sort of a suicidal charge, just to keep Bakunu from falling. Okay, the chances of a breach popping through here are fairly low. I think I need to just do an assault. I mean, this assault's not going to win, though, is the problem. 1,600 against 461 doesn't look too good. I gotta do something here, though. This is real grim. This is real grim. Okay, let me see what their 40% results in. Maybe I have a little bit more time here. Okay, I have no more time here. That's just great. Okay. I could actually retake this by assaulting it with the mercs. That would be one solution here. If these guys get out of the way, they are coming up here and not coming to my merc stack for some reason. So that's fine. I think they're going to go and try to relieve the siege at Kaidi. They are welcome to go all the way out there. Let me come over to get Bakunu back. They're not going to attack this army. Yeah, even though with my partial morale, they could actually put up a pretty good fight against the mercs. The AI is not going to make an attack like this under normal circumstances. Alright, let's get Bakunu back. With a garrison this low, because I just took it, I should actually be able to assault it right now with my partial morale. Yeah, it's completely fine. Okay, so that was a lot of nervousness for not really that big of a deal. Now I'm just going to stand here and recover in place and hold this down. They're about to lose all that fort coverage that they just got. Disagreement on the highest level. Patargombe Bulsa, a man of sound reputation, and Kondolan Sowari, a noble woman of great virtue, have recently started to spar furiously, whilst attending the assembly. Such behavior is unbecoming of these people of stature. However, we have been called upon to take a side in the conflict. Okay, so Patargombe the Democrat, and Kondolan the Traditionalist. Patargombe is way less loyal, and is a family head, unlike Kondolan, and is a better character than her statistically. I think I'm going to side with him, just for loyalty balance purposes. Okay, come on, give me a breach. All right, I'll take a supply shortage at this point. This single siege has, man. All right, they're gonna go up to Bale. That's fine. Once our morale is recovered, oh, here they're coming back down again. Actually, once our morale is recovered, we should be able to beat these guys in just regular combat, no problem. This is not exactly how I hoped this war would go, but at least we have saved Bakunu. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and start building a city in Bakunu. May as well, honestly. Unless there's a better spot that I've overlooked. Actually, Houndu is technically a better spot, and I should go ahead and make it a city. Let me make Houndu a city. It's also a little further away from all the action right now. But Bakunu is probably next. Come on, give me a breach. Water shortage. Oh god, finally we have a good tick. Holy crap. Alright. I think I can probably now scare them away with my movement. Let me head up to Bale and try to just chase them away to avoid any shenanigans. Alright, they are moving away. Probably going to move when I get closer. Yeah, there they go. Yeah, they're scared off by the mercs. The sooner I can... Come on, please give me Kaidi. Defender's Desert, that is a good roll. I'll take it. Let's chase these guys out of my land. We've got barbs. Oh boy. Oh boy. Jeez. Just can't catch a break. Alright, what are you going to demand here? It's not that much. It's not that much. I do have mercenaries up that I could send over. Here's the thing. The time it would take me to send the mercenaries over to the other side of the Republic to fight these barbs might be more cost. It probably wouldn't be than just paying the barbs off. I guess I have hired the mercs. I could just use them for that. Though I need to keep them up here to deal with this for now. They can't get over here fast. Let me just pay the barbs off. Get out of here. Literally the most financially advantageous, like the most financially intelligent, job you can have, or thing you can do in this time period is to be a barbarian horde attacking Timbuktu while Timbuktu is fighting somewhere that's on the other side of the Republic, because I am probably well known at this point with the barbarians for paying them off to leave whenever they think of coming over. These guys are trying to do something funny. I need to keep the mercs over here to keep the pressure off. Now, here's the thing. Can they beat my army at Kaidi? They actually probably could. Will they go to Kaidi if the mercs aren't gone? I guess the question would be, if I fire the mercs right now, which I want to do, They wouldn't win a siege race over here. I mean, they could in this campaign, but they probably wouldn't. But could they get to Kaidi and then kill my army before I win the siege? That is definitely possible. This siege is cursed, and I think, given how long it's taken, I'm not going to take any risks here. I'm going to keep the Merc stack. I'm going to shadow them and sort of follow them. Okay, never mind. I don't need to do that anymore. The sacking of Kaidi. Bade Sankara, the Jackdaw, has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Kaidi. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like that cause us back in Timbuktu to admire Bade greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of a man could cause problems in the future. Now, 510 days. Holy crap. Okay, so this place here is wrong culture group, wrong religion, and I'm just personally mad at Kaidi for making me go through all this trouble. So I think I'm going to declare None Shall Hide. This it should not actually depopulate it, but I don't feel particularly merciful to the people of Kaidi right now. None shall hide. That's what you get for defending yourself from my invasion. How dare you? Okay, having done that, you can be disbanded. And we're now going to run down to grab Mabune, and then we're going to finish the war with no other shenanigans coming up to cause any problems at all. Right? Surely. I don't think this should be a problem, but I guess we'll see in a moment if I am severely wrong about that. I shouldn't be, though. Yeah, we should be fine. This is the war goal. We have it now. Should be okay. Alright. Sue for peace. I would like to take all of this. They would agree to all of this. Okay. Now, do I actually want to take all of that? This awkwardly enters me into 3 new provinces. But, on the other hand, I don't want to mess around with leaving tags alive over here. It's all in the Jollof region. I think this is all territory I want to get, honestly. It's a bit messy, but this is how expansion works in this game. Alright, so let's go ahead and go for this deal. 11 AE is fine. Well, not really, but it's going to be fine. Kifan Sero to Timbuktu, Kifan Tagant to Timbuktu, and Kaidian Sero, Sila, and Bundu to Timbuktu. Alright, the Kifan Elite, I'm just going to banish those a class. The Kaidian Elite, I feel a bit more vengeful towards, but really, there's no need to go crazy here. I am on a good tyranny loss tick. Let's not mess that up. We got plenty of money coming in. It's about to get even better, too, once we lower the levy. Banish those a class. Lose some AE. There we go. Also, let's banish our levy from being raised, as it were. And down they go. Okay, we have one more heavy infantry spawning again with 13. That's good. That is good. Okay, let's let a day go by. Let's take stock of the new holdings. I can trade with the Buremi Revolt. Is that so? I don't think I'm going to trade with you. Maybe someone a bit more permanent. Sell some elephants. I probably have some more trade goods to sell now. Okay, so in this new territory, so I said last time that Bale is probably the best spot in Wagadu, and I continue to think that that's true. Over here, though, we have some new territory to examine. Now, the Sero province, I commented last time that the Sero tile probably isn't the best spot for the capital because it's a forest. It is on the river, but the forest modifier overrides the river bonus. So that's not really better. Is this counting as being on the river? It's not, okay. That's too bad. Diakon is probably... Actually, is Diakon... No, I don't even own Diakon, so it probably doesn't matter. It is the right distance from Bale and from Bakunu. And it is plains on a river, so that is actually a pretty good thing going for it. Okay, Karakoro is also plains on a river, so that's another option. Karakoro is a better spot for controlling movement around the desert. Now, this is another barbed house. We need to keep this in mind where the barbed tiles are. So, a Karakoro capital with a fort would help control movement around here, coming from these barbed tiles up here. So that is worth noting. Though this is also a barbed tile, so having cities... I mean, I'll eventually have cities in all the good locations, so this is really just kind of a timing thing. But, so I guess So either Diakon or Katakolo. It's not going to be Bema, that part's for sure. In fact, I'm going to destroy the fortress here already. Now, the pro of Katakolo is that I already own it, so I can just make it a fort right now and make the capital right now. I guess the other thing to keep in mind is, I guess here's the thing. So Diakon, I know for sure works well with the fort network over here, but with Katakolo, there's also the question of this province over here. So I need to actually look at this stuff as well. Also, the Tagant province, which is not particularly luscious. Let's see. Having a Kamur or Rabra capital here, though it doesn't have any rivers around here, would also achieve the goal of controlling the barb spawn areas. In fact, so the barbs can get around the fort coverage by going like further afield, but Rabra here also so Rabra also accomplishes the goal of getting a fort line between impassable and impassable, so that would work. In fact, it's so either that or Karakoro. So I could put the capital at Rabra, and then instead of Karakoro, put the capital over here at Diakon. But if I put it at Karakoro, I shouldn't put the capital at Rabra. I don't think putting the capital further up here in this kind of this like plain extension into the desert is a very good idea. There's not really any reason to extend myself up here like that. And Rabra doesn't have an amazing resource, whereas I could put a farm in Kamor, I could put a mine in Mujeria, yeah, I got some camels up here. I already have a farm in Guero. Is there any reason to keep it at Kifa? I don't really think so. Kifa's not a very good tile. I think I'm going to plan to put the capital of Tagant at Rabra, which I don't own yet, so that's a little awkward. But because I don't plan for this province's capital to be at Rabra, I shouldn't make the capital of Cerro Karakoro. I should probably make it Diakon, which I also don't own. So, you know, it is what it is. I will fight Kai's soon. They actually have a claim on me, so maybe they'll act on it. They are in a defensive league with Mako, interestingly. But I don't have a claim on either of them. We'll get it eventually. For now, we'll just leave the capitals where they are. Otherwise, slave estate here can go. Tribal solo. Really, you know the drill at this point. Let's just destroy everything that's not a resource building. Those would stay. That stays. That's all fine. Okay. Resource building there. We have another fish tile, another fish marsh, much like the fish marshes over here. Interesting. And the slave estate can go. Okay, so planning for Rabra and Diakon to be these provincial capitals. As for Silla, Kaidi as the capital. Well, actually, the capital was Kaidi. It moved over to Wampu because this game hates me. But Wampu and Kaidi are both not the best spots. Kaidi because it's a forest, although it is on the river. Wampu as a river plains is okay, but because Rabra is the capital, it shouldn't be Wampu. For the same reason, it shouldn't be Karakoro. Jobol is a bit too close, and it's a farm. Bakel is a gold mine, so it shouldn't be Bakel. Ogo, which is the capital currently of the Ogo tribe, is actually probably the best spot, honestly. Now, putting it at... Actually, is it on the river? It is on the river, okay. Silla is nice because it's the name of the province, which I like, but it is a grain tile, so I prefer not to lose that. Ooh, also, Engo Pugu is another gold tile. There's a lot of gold out here. Okay. I think Ogo is looking like a good target. I think we're a go-go on Ogo. Hey. Sometimes I'm amazed that I have a girlfriend. Can you believe it? I can't believe it sometimes, honestly. I love my girlfriend, honestly. She's pretty cool. Hottest take you've ever heard, by the way. Someone who has a partner loving their partner. Imagine that. All right. Oh boy, all right. I'm losing it. Ogo. I think Ogo is the best capital tile out here. In fact, I'm so excited about the prospect of Ogo and these gold tiles. I might actually attack Ogo kind of soon. Possibly in 6 months, honestly. Like, I mean, why not? Just keep it going. They don't have any allies. This would be really... I mean, I just said earlier that the war would be super easy, and then there was all these shenanigans that happened, so I probably shouldn't assume anything like that, but this would clean up my borders for sure. Yeah, this would be convenient. So I'll keep the capital at Wampu for now. Kaidi, yeah, that's all fine. And then down here with Bundu. I don't really own much of it, so there's not really any point in making a ton of plans quite yet. But with the Rapara and Ogo capitals, I probably don't want well, technically a Mabune capital, though it's not a very good location. There's no river here, but it is plain, so it's okay. Seme is a marsh river, is not very good. This is also a livestock tile, so I don't really want to lose that. And one nice thing about playing on very hard is that the AI is going to have enough resources to build tons of buildings everywhere, so that's a ton of money after the war for me from dismantling buildings, and trade goods from selling off the farm and mine resources. So, let's see here. So the Bundu tile itself, so actually let me phrase it like this. Basura and Nyoro, actually not Basura, only Nyoro counts as a river tile over here. For some reason, Basura doesn't count for it. I could make Nyoro the capital. It does have the river bonus, but it's pretty far away. So it's hard to really predict if that's a good idea, because I don't really know the layout of these provinces over here. This is all uncolonized, so, I mean, it's all jungle, so it's actually pretty hard to see. For these areas, probably getting something coastal is what matters. Like, let's see here. Is jungle or marsh actually worse? Okay, jungle's much worse than marsh. What was I thinking? Of course marsh is better than jungle. So, if I could just get... If this was marsh, that'd be nice, because it has the river bonus. We'll come back to that later. Okay, this is colonizable out here, too. That's right. Okay. It's far away. Okay, so... I think I'm not going to worry about the Bundu capital for now. I might make it something a bit more central to the province, like Damantan, but it's either going to be Mabune or maybe Nyoro, so kind of on either side. I guess, yeah, this may come down to how I lay out my fort coverage in Mali and the northern parts of the enormous Guinea province. Is that how you pronounce it? Guinea? Guinea? I think it's Guinea. I don't know for sure. Let me know in the comments if you know for sure and can answer that. So we'll come back to this later, but for now it can be Mabune. That's one of the possible capital locations, so I might leave it there. Okay, that's enough yapping. Let's get to money making. Oh my gosh, alright. Let's sell off our goods. We are in the money. Okay. Very good. Ooh, I feel like I'm getting close to reaching Egypt. I can reach Karenica now, and Egypt's not that much further away, though it is, you know, a little bit further. I really wish I could see what the actual range was, like tile by tile, but it doesn't show you that, unfortunately. All I can do is gauge it off of what other tags I can reach nearby. Ooh, Egypt actually conquered Axum? When did they do this? That's kind of a crazy conquest. Like, look at this. They've actually surrounded Meroe on multiple fronts. They're also expanding into, like, Egypt's going crazy in this campaign. Like, I'm kind of scared of very hard Egypt. Like, these guys are kind of like mighty. Not just kind of, they are very mighty. Fayumik. Now, one thing going for me is that their native culture is a minority. Like, they're extremely multicultural. They've not been assimilating their giant empire. So their actual strength is not quite as extreme as their size. However, they might be integrating some of these groups, and they really should be if they're smart. If they're not assimilating, they should be integrating. And they may also have legions, which offsets things a little bit, though not like a ton, because they still have to recruit from integrated. So it's hard to say. These guys are definitely alarming, though. I'm nervous about dealing with Egypt. But I think for now, we are nowhere near actually fighting Egypt. That will come in the future for sure. But for now, I mostly want to just trade with them. I'm sure they've got some crazy trade goods. They've also allied, this is a pretty interesting alliance, they've allied with Sebaste down here. Okay. What I'm very curious about is the clear geopolitical situation. Now, as usual, of course, we've got Canaan split between Egypt and whatever sort of Tigris-Euphrates empire happens to be over here. So we got the Chaldeans and the Egyptians. Just like in the base game, you've got the Seleucids and the Antigonids and the Egyptians, or the Ptolemaics. So Egyptian-Chaldean border conflict is probably going on here, and they also have this portion up here, interestingly enough. So I'm very curious to see if they actually go into war with each other. The Chaldeans are actually probably a little stronger because they've got much, much larger of a native Babylonian population because they were a Babylonian empire. We shall see. Interesting stuff. It's pretty far away from us, but we're definitely getting into a power level where these big Eastern Mediterranean nations should be paying attention to us, at least in the background. We are higher than them in score, at least because of our very good happiness management. Family politics. The Sankara dynasty is one of the most prominent in the political life of Timbuktu, and lately the intimate struggles of its members have found themselves played out on the floor of the Timbuktuan assembly. Arkan Bari represents the oligarchs, while his family member Tukurma falls on the side of the traditionalists. The assembly tires of their, garrulous ribaldry. Someone had a thesaurus handy when they wrote that, and there's an opportunity to win the support of either side. So this is the Bugler and the Jackdaw, the nickname Sankara family members duking it out. Let's see. Oh boy. I don't really want to create a rivalry between these characters. Now, Tukurma is pretty old. He also could flip back to Oligarch, which would be interesting, but that doesn't really make a huge difference. He's not very good either, but he's also pretty healthy, so don't really want to make him a rival. Although I only have Bari as the Otacon for a few more years, and he's also pretty old, but he's also fully healthy. I think I can survive losing 10 popularity, although... Hold on. I see, that's 10 popularity for the Bugler, not for the Jackdaw. So that doesn't matter at all. 10 approval from the Trads is completely fine. I'm gaining approval from them really quick. Okay, this is pushing it. 8 territories in Bakunu to be Badaic. Alright, Trads. How about asking me for something a little bit more feasible? This is really, really, really unlikely. How would this one be pushed, by the way? Like, how would they demand this if they were in power? I'm kind of curious what that would look like. Who knows? Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Very good. Barbs are walking off. That's what I like to see. My military should be ready in just a few months. We will grab Ogo. This ended up being a bit more of a warlike peacetime reign than I was expecting, but targets of opportunity, I want to go for them when I can. And getting this gold will be really, really valuable. I could reach new people to trade it with as well, so certainly not the worst idea. I wonder... I'm out of range. I can't really do much about it anyways. We shall see. Save my resources. Okay. 27th of October. I need some coffee. I've got some several days old coffee in my thermos. It's probably not the best thing to drink, but needs must. What do we have here? My co-Otacon Gumasita falls ill. That's not very good. Gumasita Sankara has sent word that he's fallen ill. Alright, what does he have here? Oh, no, that's not my co-Otacon. That is my governor of Jenne. He has... Oh, he's getting it now. His inflammation. That's fine. All right. Bottoms up. Oh. That didn't taste too good, but it probably had a lot of caffeine because it's black coffee from a couple days ago. You gotta do what you gotta do to run the Republic. What can I say? All right. Here we go. All right. Up you go. I will allow attachment. And this looks fine. And I'll just, I guess I gotta turn this on actually once they're further along. It's fine. What is going on over here? These guys are fighting on Songo and Kisi. Okay, we got some warring going on over here in Songhae. Interesting. Incidentally, where is, here's Gao. Okay, I don't know where Gao was. What about Songhae itself? Where is Songhae itself? Isn't it its own? No, maybe Gao is the capital. I'm trying to remember. Most of what I know about Songhae is actually from their Civ 5 Civ, so I'm trying to remember what their capital was. I think their capital might have been Gao, actually. I know Gao is either the first or the second, like, most important city of Songhae. Maybe they don't have a capital called Songhae. I may just be imagining that. I think Gao might actually be their capital. Okay, so never mind. Yeah, I wish I knew more about this region from history. It's really cool, but this campaign's giving me the chance to learn a bit more. I'm learning where all the gold is, which is probably good for any other strategy games set in this location. I should have watched. I think I don't remember if I've talked about him that much, but I used to watch Walatahi Gratitude. Who? Oh, Walata, my tributary. The protection we have offered Walatahi has made a lasting impression of the people. They have approached us asking to be more closely integrated. Oh! I mean, sure, yeah. Adawane did this earlier, and I guess Walata will just do it as well. Okay, yeah. I will happily accept that. We do have too many relations now, which I guess is a problem. Well, it's just a guess. It is actually a problem. This PI malice is not going to fly. Also, we can build another city as well. I don't really get any from regional power. How close am I to the next one? Major power. 100. Actually, we're not that far. You know what? Okay, Ogo is not going to be enough. I'm going to need 10 more, and Ogo is only 6 more. But I'm not that far off. I mean, integrating Adawane is only about 7 years away. I'll keep an eye on that for sure. That should be more money for me, and it is in fact more money for me. You know what? I could probably extort tributaries right now for some serious, well, for a little bit of bank. Let's review my vassal situation. So these guys are both, I mean, none of my okay, here's the way to phrase it. Any of my, like, feudatories, or not feudatories, any of my vassals, you know, tributaries and whatnot who rebel, I can just go kill them. Like, it's not like they're gonna win, right? I mean, it's kind of a hassle, but it may give me a direct annexation. And all of my various tributaries, okay, except for these guys who I left down here because I don't want to enter into Mali right now, but I'm getting to a point where I'm beginning to become comfortable entering Mali. And so this guy's aside, everybody else is in the desert. So obviously Sigil Masa, we know where they are. Takaza's over here, and then Adawane and Walata. I think I'm honestly comfortable switching over from lax to extort. It's a little bit of money for sure. And I don't anticipate any of them are going to really do anything about it. Like, sure, they're mad about it, but I probably scare them quite a bit. And if they rebel, I can just do what I did with Taudeni. Because again, I'm not 100% sure why Taudeni directly was annexed like that, but the circumstance that led to it was a independence war. So if I can actually recreate that circumstance in the exact same way by doing that, that's not that bad. It increases the chances that I'll get the territory directly. Okay, so I guess I actually maybe did need to have my maintenance running the whole time, because they're just getting up to it now, but they are nearly there. And also I need to get my next city foundation going. Okay, so I've got Dia going, I've got Houndu going. Have I said before that Gedama is the permanent spot? It probably is a good permanent spot, actually. Yeah, there's a couple good spots over here, because it's on the river. I think Gedama should be the permanent spot. Am I ready to start investing into Songhai? I don't have many claims to go this direction, but it'd be easy to fight because it's so splintered. Actually, it'd be easier to conquer if it wasn't splintered, but I was still militarily stronger, which I guess with Mercs I always will be militarily stronger. There's not much, like, development over here, but I could start to invest into it. Let me continue focusing on my core for now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I want more building slots so I can build a fort in Tiabu. I think that's called for. And I think I want to figure out my capital location for Kolyma while I'm thinking about it. Now, it could actually just be the Kolyma tile. It's a bit close to Gaondam, but it's in a good location for controlling movement in and out of this set of branches, if that makes sense. And that's pretty important for this area in terms of where the fort is. It's spices, which would probably not go away on conversion to city, because it's a city resource, so that's pretty good too. Aside from that location, now Niata is a farm location. Toladi would be... Actually, it's a good distance away from... Toladi is actually kind of a good alternative spot, oddly. Because of the Gondam location, Toladi and Gundam together do block off this whole area with fort coverage. I also already have Toladi, so that makes it easier to invest into. It links up with the Impassable here and the Impassable through Basakunun, and it's also the right distance from Endebugu. It's a bit far from Bakunu, but actually only Niata is close enough to Bakunu. And Niata also does have the right distance from Endebugu, but it's too far from this Impassable terrain. And Gundam is too far from it too. So a Toladi city and fort. Okay, I've convinced myself. I'm gonna finally move the capital of Emesakane and set up Toladi as a city location. Kolyma is not like a super powerful province, but it's been part of my core territory for quite a while, and I want to finally get this area sort of under control and start colonizing my way up this direction. With these guys being integratable in the next couple of decades, I definitely want to start... Because Kolyma is part of the Timbuktu, or excuse me, the Ghana region, so it's important to attend to it. So let me make Toladi capital. There we go. And I will go ahead and... Let's see. Do I build the fort first, or do I make it a city first? I actually can't... Oh, no, I need 37, not 27. Okay. Fair enough. It's so cheap to build right now. 105 only. Okay. Let me make this a city first, and then I'll make it, and then I'll build the fort after. I just need to wait a few more. You know, I have a number of other places I can build cities in. Let me build the fort first. That's the smarter order, because you can't build a city and a fort at the same time. Right? Yeah, construction in progress. They are both occupying the slot. I might do Endebugu next, or actually I should do... No, Bakunu's already under construction. No, it's not. I'm literally imagining that. I should do Bakunu next. Okay. Making plans. Yeah, it was good that I waited to get a petition of minorities before doing too much city construction. Tyranny is almost down to below 10. That's pretty good. That is a certified good thing right there. All right, here we go. Declare war to take Sila. My two, what are they now? Client states. Yeah, that's right. My two client states will join in. Here we go. Should be the world's easiest war, but at this point, I know better than to think things will go completely smoothly with no shenanigans. So let's see how much the shenanigans decide to play a role. Hopefully only a minimal amount, or no amount would be best. And then mission-wise, do I get something? Okay, into Jolov does require this, but it also requires some uncolonized territory. Okay. Ooh, partial garrison's really good. Let me give it a tick. Well, do I even bother giving it a tick? I got 3K. I don't even give it a tick. No tick for you. I'm assaulting immediately. This is a tick-free zone. The coming of the city of Dia. Here we go. Our extension of new privileges and investments into the local infrastructure have seen Dia grow from relative humility into a true bozo city. While it still has some way to go before it can rival the great cities of our age, the past 2 years have ushered in a new era of growth and urbanization in this territory. By the way, part of the reason why I've stopped doing the cultural colonies, you may have noticed I've not been doing the colonies in this campaign. I just don't like how random it is which tile is chosen as the colony spot. And I'd rather just, like, if I'm going to have to rely on the RNG that I have no control over at all, I'd rather just not deal with it at all. Like, it's nice to give the city a boost of population, but it also draws away population kind of randomly, so I just would rather not deal with it at all. So anyways, Dia is finally a city, and I could actually start doing some construction here. Though I'm going to wait a little bit to get at least one more city. Well, no, I can save enough money, I think. Now, India, what do we have? A bunch of bozo citizens. It's actually mostly bozo already, so that's pretty good. Let me go ahead, and yeah, they have a lot of slave movement stuff that's happened down here. Let me go ahead and start setting this up as a research location, I think. Noble ratio, is that called for yet? I guess it is. There's no noble. I actually just became a city a moment ago, so that's why there's no noble ratio yet. But it can have more. We get the academies going. Sacking of Ogo, there it is. Thankfully, there were no shenanigans there. Okay, so Ogo, where is it? KD before it. It's hold on. Wrong religion group. Wrong culture group. Wrong religion. I guess it is the wrong religion group. That's not really a thing. So I'm comfortable doing Nunshell Hide, although this is probably going to be, in fact, it is for sure going to be the capital location of this tile. But on the other hand, this population will be mad and hard to deal with if I leave everyone here. So I think it's probably fine if I just, we'll decide. Bade Sankara the Jackdaw has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Ogo. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like the cause those back in Timbuktu to admire Bade greatly, believing such wealth in the hands of a man could cause problems in the future. Okay, so the money is not that big of a deal. None shall hide. I'm going to depopulate it a little bit, make it easier to deal with later. That is the end of the war. We'll just wait for this all to change over, then we conclude things there. I mean, I guess I could attack Dagana right away. Would I want to? Is there any reason to? Let's finish the war first. Sue for peace. It's pretty simple. Peace deal. Ogo Silla to Timbuktu. There we go. Ogo Elite. Banish those a class. Okay. Move the capital to Joel. Alright. Why do you do this to me, game? Move it back to Ogo. That's where it belongs. Keep the fort here. I could build a city in Ogo right away. I guess I could do that. Oh, I don't think so. Alright, any buildings around here? We got the mine for gold. That's perfect. Nothing there. Nothing there. Farm for vegetables. This should be a mine. That should be a farm. And this should stay a mine. Okay. Good. I mean, I guess I could attack further. I have the claims. I'm almost at the coast now. In fact, I could reach the coast by fighting these guys. I have a claim on them. They're allied with Cantor. Now, Cantor is the first, like, kind of larger nation I could potentially have fought in quite a long time. They're not super scary, but they do have more forces and probably a better economy, which means more mercenary potential. Though even as like a single tile like city-state nation can still hire merc force pretty comfortably on very hard, especially. Do I just keep the rampage going and go and fight these two guys here? So Ghana and Mboinane. Let's see. That'd be Koro and the Jolof province as well. I mean, I'd be stretching myself out in kind of an awkward spot. I mean, my army's here. This should be a pretty straightforward fight. Takuro. Maybe I recover my infantry strength, then I do the war. I don't want to overstretch myself too much here, but it's not like I have AE problems or stability problems right now. Let me think this over. Let me found another city in the meantime. Okay. I think Bakunu is the best spot for this. Yeah, let's found it in Bakunu. Okay. You know what? Who's my... let me check again. Who's my governor over here? Yeah, this minor character, Korigo, is ailing. I may have to replace him if he dies. Okay, that's fine, actually. Because I've expanded the Jolof governorship quite a bit. So I can assign someone really loyal if that guy dies of his dysentery. Let me push on while I'm over here. Yeah, let me just keep pushing. I've got the strength, and in a few ticks I'll have the manpower for it. I just need to get my infantry back up. Should be fine. I mean, this would be a marsh assault, so just to avoid any shenanigans, let me get my reorg going. Then we'll declare. Also, I'd like to actually I do have a reason to continue expanding. I want to get to major power in order to get the dip slot, because I believe I get a dip relationship from major power. So I actually do have a reason to continue expanding beyond just insatiable greed, though that is also one of my reasons. Let's not trade with someone that borders me. These guys are far enough away. Oh, we got more purchasers of goods. I'll trade with you. Wait for the tick. Alright, that is basically enough. They're going to recover in a bit. Oh, these guys have just formed a defensive league with Cantor. Okay. That was actually pretty smart of them. But Mboinane did not do that, and I could actually get into this war through them. Not quite as efficient, but this avoids me fighting Cantor. Although, am I comfortable fighting Cantor? Now, Cantor doesn't have any... Okay, they do have one region split. But they don't have population here to raise a governor-general from here, which means their leader, with his 8 marshal, would be... He's 75, though. That being said, he is healthy, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, let's do some math. So I've got 13 cohorts... And it's 13 pretty good cohorts, composition-wise. Fighting 1, maybe 2 cohorts from them, and then maybe, like, we're gonna outnumber them. We should outnumber them fairly comfortably. But then there's the mercenary question. That could be all the difference. I think the real issue here is the forts. We're looking at 4 forts with Cantor coming in. Against 2 forts, I can definitely... with my 6 infantry units, do 2 assaults back to back. But with Cantor coming in, I'd have to do some slow sieges. I could bring in the Jene... Okay, Songhae lost their levy, but I could bring in the Jene levy. They're kind of far away, but I could bring them in. That would delay things quite a bit. But 2 more units would actually be a bit of a swing factor, just for strength in the area. And I do have my supply train. The thing is, I don't actually have another way to fight Cantor without a claim. And Cantor has quite a bit of territory that I like to get. I would very much like to secure this line over here to fully control this area. as there's some really good gold resources over here that I want to have fully secure. Most of it's in the province I just took anyways, but... So if I go for the easier war that doesn't involve any potential for nonsense, I can get my 10... I can get to my major power status, but then I don't have a way to fight Cantor very easily. Without doing a bunch of colonization, which would be hard to set up. Then I get the claim on Jolof. And then the Jolof claim gives me a way to fight Tiang, who bring in Cantor as an ally. But then I have to... Then there's colonization I need to do, and that's going to be complicated to get set up, so... Probably... I think I need to go for the bolder strategy that involves a Cantor fight. Okay, I'm glad I moved the capital somewhere that has a fort. I think I do go for it. I think we go for the bold move. Like, this was meant to be a peaceful economic episode, and it's been, like, my most warlike episode so far. I haven't even looked at the politics stuff. Who's coming in? Okay, the governor of Gene is coming in. 4934. That's fine. He's joined by the bugler. That's okay as well. 4 charisma. I don't know about that. I don't know who's below the bugler in popularity. .5 to smear him. He only has 13 popularity as well. I don't know who else would be who else would be below him in support. All right, we're gonna go for it. I want someone with better charisma coming in as the co-Otacon. This guy's so much far... Like, Gumacida is basically guaranteed to be the next Otacon because no one else is anywhere near him in support, unless something really crazy happens in the next year and a half. But I would like to do some politicking to keep the bugler out as co-Otacon with his terrible charisma. Also, we need someone with good zeal coming in to help with my stability management. All right, that's enough politics for now. Let's get back to conquest. Okay, let's go for this war. I'm gonna try this with just the gondola. Here's what I'll do. Let me raise the Gene Levy, but also start the war and just send the Gene Levy over as reinforcements. It's gonna take them like a year to get over here, but I may as well send them over just in case they're needed. And we're gonna play this slowly and steadily. That being said, I have enough manpower. Maybe I should actually assault Stigana and then back up into my land to recover my infantry strength. I think I should probably do that. I need to make sure my manpower is prioritized for infantry for this war. All right. This might be the first war in quite a while in this campaign that actually has some more serious stakes involved. Again, Cantor is not like a serious threat to me, but they're enough of a swing factor here with their 2 forts especially that this is a bit more of an involved war. Maybe my goober friends up here will help out. We'll see if they do that. Let's do it. Okay. Whew, here we go. Into Dagon. Dagana we go. Also, getting this fort occupied will control movement up here quite a bit. Although they can get behind the Ogo and soon to be Dagana fort line very easily just by walking through the uncolonized. I don't have any forts up here. That's a bit of a problem. I really should have had a fort at Kifa built. I may have to hire mercs if necessary, but we got plenty of money, so I think it'll be fine. Let's get the Gene Levy going and send them over to help. This is probably the closest spot for them. All right, just make your way over if you can. Actually, I could send them on a weird little trip through the uncolonized to surprise Cantor. Oh, let's do that, actually. Bit of a surprise attack. Well, I guess it is faster to go like this. Is this really faster? Hold on. I think I can just... Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. We're not going to be expecting that. Okay, here we go. Speed 3 is probably fine. They don't even have full infantry strength, I just realized. That's okay. I'm also going to go ahead and increase army maintenance, just to avoid any funny business. Bountiful harvest, that's a good sign. Word has arrived that this year's harvest was exceptionally good in the territory of Gumbu, rather. Whilst the merchants may be holding their heads in their hands, the people rejoice at the plummeting price of bread. Ooh. 3 stability would help my entire country quite a bit. And we are slipping pretty far below 125%. I may need to do a little bit of that just to keep it at 125%. I don't want my research to get too delayed. Having done that, I can probably justify not grabbing the stability now. So let's go for the gold and the trad approval. When you're at over 70 stability, not going for stability sometimes is acceptable. Plus, this gives us a bit more of a war chest, just in case. All right, I want to stay in the marsh too long, because this will be attrition hell over here. So let's just get over here and proceed. The partial garrison, all right, perfect. I'm not going to wait 32 days for what'll likely be like the first of 9 status quos. So let's just do a little bit of that. I just noticed that there's like little character models that appear here. And if you look closely, if you pull out the binoculars, you can see the horse climbing the ladder over here. Historically accurate art. No, I'm just kidding. That would be funny though. Alright, there's the sacking of Dagana. Bari Sankara, the jackdaw, led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Dagana. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like the causes back in Timbuktu to admire about it greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. Okay, so this place here is not very populous. It would survive, none shall hide. This is not going to be the capital. I'm not going to have a marsh capital, so I think I'm just going to say none shall hide. Let's just do a little bit of depopulation, a little bit of war crimes, you know. It is the ancient age, I guess. Let's head back to my territory and just recover in the forest is fine, actually, for that. We've got our supply train with us. I want to get my infantry strength back up to full before we head down to Mboy Nane. What do we have here? More vegetable purchasers. Don't mind if I do. Okay, here is the seriously non-threatening Cantor army. Where is their... Is this their entire army? Oh, okay. I may have been a little over-concerned about Cantor, but... Okay, well, they do have an army, which is more than I can say for some of my recent opponents. All right, well, that's not too concerning. We will leave them to it. Okay, here comes Walata to help out. That's fun. Yeah, they are going to cause some... You know what? Hold on. I might send the Jene Levy to go and just kind of counter the Cantor army, now that I know that it's actually not that serious. I think this is fine. I might even send my main army back to go counter them. No, I want to get... This is the war target. I should get the war target under control. That's definitely a priority. So, you know what? Maybe Walata will join me. If Walata joins my army, I could definitely kill the Cantor army. They're going to depopulate as well. That's not good. Okay, it's fine for now. Alright, this is enough. Let's head down to Mboy Nane. Alright. Okay, looks like Arabunu is coming back. He was one of our, not one of our first Otacons, but he was an early Otacon. Now, he does technically have more charisma than the previous guy, but he is even less zeal. So it is technically an improvement, and he has the support of a bunch of oligarchs because he's the oligarch party leader and he's a family head. This is probably the best I'm going to get, honestly. And then we'd have a double oligarch Otaconship, which I guess is fine. We shall see. You want to help out Adawane? I guess not. Don't get killed by their army, come on. Let's not do that to me, please. Jene Levy is going as fast as they can. Oh boy. Okay, they're gonna get away, but I can't believe they even left that as a possibility. Fortress under siege. Partial garrison. How's my... Okay. Let's just assault this immediately. Yeah, it'd be too long to wait for the tick. Oh, really? Really? Jeez, our like assaults morale is really hard to deal with. All right, let's wait for the tick, then we'll finish the assaults. Okay. The first Dia Academy is done. All right, that's fine. Oh, hold on. Do I actually want to do this fight? I think I do. Yeah. I have... Okay, so I have the tactics advantage. My light cav counters their light infantry. But they have 3 more points of martial. Okay, I'd be attacking in plains. No fort. I think this is a good attack. And it's kind of... If these guys weren't wandering off into who knows where, they could help out and then I'd for sure win. But I think I want to go... Okay, here it is, sacking of Mboy Nane. Bade Sankala the Jackdaw led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Mboy Nane. The enemy fleeing disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like that cause us back in Timbuktu to marry Bade. Greatly blames his wealth hands, while man could cause problems in the future. Okay, so with this sack, this place here. Okay, this is farmland. Is there a river here? I don't think so. No. It is pretty good territory. But I'm probably going to need to basically repopulate everything anyways, because it's so... Yeah, with the nobles here... Let's say none shall hide. Hopefully it kills some of the nobles. Okay, it did kill one of the nobles at least. Okay, having done that... What's the fort coverage situation down here? It's pretty grim. Yeah, with the impassable... These guys have good impassable coverage too. I would have really liked to split my army and siege both at once. Actually, I can? Huh? Oh, I can go through their fort into impassable. Okay. In that case, let's do what I just said I wanted to do, but actually do it. So let's do this and do that. Although, if we go below 2... Okay, you know what? Let me allow attachment on both these armies now. Alright, let's see how this goes up here. Okay, the very indecisive Battle of Kifa begins. We are going to win barely. As I said, even though they're rolling well, we're also rolling well. Us having one light cat is the deciding factor, it looks like. That's extremely good luck there. We also rolled well there. Okay, we're going to win the battle. That's very good. We're going to be able to... we can retake our stuff. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. That's extremely good. Okay. This is daring. Well, also, I completely missed Donkey. Whoops. Let me send back. Actually, let me be a bit smarter. Now, let me send back my 2 horsemen to go and get that. Oh, they're going to go in an awkward direction. That's fine. Siege will be delayed. That's fine. A religious procession. A struggle between the religious echelons of our society and the peasants has recently come into light, as the populace at large feels like the religious ceremonies are inaccessible and distant. On the other hand, our high priest and his attendants demand the distance needed to do their jobs properly, and argue the peasants have no... This typo always gets me. Argument, the peasants have no rights to the inner workings of our religious ceremonies. Okay, I think Omen Power is probably what I want here for the economy boost. 5 stability right now is actually an acceptable loss. That being said, 6 stability for 15% Omen Power is probably actually not too bad of an idea. Oh, hold on. Labadeabo is now the expected next outcome. I actually want him to come in with his 10... Again, no charisma to be seen, but his 10 zeal would be quite nice. Right, I'm happy with that. Speaking of zeal. Honestly, though, now that I am a bit more religiously diverse, my Omen Power's been a bit diminished. Perhaps the Omen Power wouldn't be so bad to go for. I think I will go for 15% Omen. 10 years of 15% Omen Power would be worth a bit of gold. I think I can survive a little bit of stability loss right now. We're at full research efficiency. We're still at full research efficiency. That is fine. Right, we covered this. Let's head down to here. I don't know if they're retreating to here, but we will chase them down if they are going that way. Okay, the Gen A levy getting raised for this war was very smart. I'm glad I did that. This is allowing for us to respond to this effectively. All right. You know what? How about you just stay there? Let's get our siege going. The coming of the city of Houndoo. Our extension of new privileges and investments into the local infrastructure have seen Houndoo grow from relative humility into a true bozo city. While it still has some way to go before it can rival the great cities of our age, the past 2 years have ushered in a new era of growth and urbanization in the territory. Produces glass. That's quite nice. Okay. That is great. Double glass as well. Wow. Okay. Let's get the academies going. This place is a lot of build room because it's such a good tile. Let's build our 3 academies and then build our court of law. Is that what I want? Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Donkey is 1. Come on down here very awkwardly. Alright. We're just going to run off. Gorma wants my glass. I guess I'll trade with them. That's fine. Economy is roaring. This is with full army maintenance and all of my levies raised. We're at 17.28. That's pretty good. Ooh, we're gonna stack wipe these guys. That's really lucky. Okay. I will happily take that outcome. And these guys now done. I'd kind of prefer to come to this army, which is much closer to 2K. And doesn't have the... In fact, I will actually do the round trip to get over there. I guess I could come here and do an assault at Cantor. I'm not sure, actually. It has full... These places both have full garrison. Cantor has less defense. Let me just do both sieges manually. Ooh, hold on. They do have another levy here. I don't know how I didn't see that, but it is there. Let's kill that levy with this army. 8 martial. It should be fine numbers-wise. We should still win that just fine. I don't want them to go cause problems. Okay, they're going to actually attack me in the forest. That's a really strange decision by them, but okay, sure. If that's what you want to do. Wait. Oh yeah, that was the stack wipe that I just saw. Ooh. That's a problem. That is a problem. These guys are part of Dagana's. Yeah, okay. Here we go again. Is this the same guy? I think it is the same guy. You... What? Come on. Alright. Round 2, here we go. This is a pretty important bribe. He needs to accept this, otherwise we're in some trouble. Okay. Second time's the charm. He learned from last time. Mercenary buyout successful. Do I have my music playing? Hold on. I do, okay. Alright. That is very good. Now, I didn't really want to pay that much money, but I will take that as an outcome. It may as well actually come up here in case this fight doesn't go so well. Speaking of which, the Battle of Kaidi. Actually, we're defending in force. What am I thinking? It'll go well. You can just go straight to Cantor. I'm going to be confident. Alright. There we go. They're going to run off. Probably going to run back to Cantor. Let's have everyone come to Cantor and then do an assault with the mercs. Get this thing over with. I could fire the mercs to save some money, but I mean, I have them now. I may as well make use of them because I spent so much money. It's like 300 gold to hire them, as you may recall from a few minutes ago. Alright. I may not have enough money to do another city foundation once I have 37 PI, but we'll see what we're dealing with. Academy in Dia is done. Very nice. Alright, let me wait for the next tick, then we'll do an assault here. I'm also going to lower maintenance because the mercs are going to cost so much in maintenance. Supply shortage, that's fine. Alright, let's do the assault now. 17, yeah, we've got the strength for sure. Alright, Siege of Cantor is 1. No sack from me, I guess. Alright, xenophobia. Heated debates in the assembly are not uncommon, especially... Oh, you know, I didn't get the sack because the mercs are here. I just realized that. That's a shame. I would have preferred a sack to kill these nobles and whatnot, but maybe the mercs did that. I wasn't really paying attention. Heated debates in the assembly are not uncommon, especially where so many prominent members of society are involved. Lately, a wave of xenophobia has swept across Timbuktu, resulting in foreign values being regarded with great distrust. All in attendance at today's debate agreed, however, that Baki Sawadi crossed the line when he accused Atakan Badi of indulging in barbaric, Thamudi practices. What a crazy allegation. I'm gonna turn the other cheek, probably. This is my co-Atakan. As usual in all of my episodes, at the tail end of the reign, the co-Atakan starts acting wild every single time without fail. Yeah, I'm just... I don't want a rivalry to form right now. I want this guy to stick around and be a character later. So, turn the other cheek. That's fine. You know what? While I'm down here, let me send over my not that. Send over my cav to grab these little capitals over here. Everybody else can make their way over here, except for... oh, hold on. Except for you, I'm going to split with your cav, go grab this, and then come thereafter. Gumasita falls ill. This is my governor of Jene. Gumasita Sankara. Oh, I'm getting this event because he's the heir, because he's the highest in succession order. Okay. That. Oh, hold on. Tokodama is back. The bugler has returned. Trumpets sounds to announce his arrival. Unwelcome arrival in the succession order. Oh boy. I'll deal with you in a moment. He has Mentagara. Not ideal. Oh boy. Food shortage over there. Very nice. I guess, do I actually want to enter these? I could enter 2 regions right here. Do I want to do that? We're gonna decide in a moment. I want to give myself the option at least if I want to. Plus, I want the full war score. All right. Ooh. This is okay. I have enough time to deal with this. They're not gonna get through Kayes. Actually, they're coming from Kayes. That's not my territory, so nothing to worry about. All right, we've recovered enough. I think we can probably do an assault here. Let's see. Maybe not actually. Let me give it another tick. Don't want to do that in the wrong. Maybe I get a breach in a few days. That'd be really cool. Ask and ye shall receive. All right. It is assault o'clock over here in Kahone. What is that luck? I deserve it for 2.5 straight hours of siege misery this episode. Jeez, alright. If I don't succeed the breach assault, okay, we're fine, we're fine. Alright, they also damaged it, which is good, actually. Okay. Okay, that should be the war. I'm gonna go ahead and take that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And then, do I... Okay, now the question arises. Do I actually want to enter and get... and be required to... Okay, well... Yeah, these are their governors. Do I want to have governorships I need to deal with for Mali and Guinea? I eventually do need that. But do I want to do it now? Because the thing is, I could leave behind these 2 separated tiles. Like, I don't need to tag wipe Cantor. I don't really care about that. them remaining is not a big deal. I could leave them in these 2 tiles and make them a tributary. And I suppose that's probably what I should do if I leave them there. I guess the question is, do I... Because I care about Joloff because it's what my mission is focused on, and I really want to get to the coast, which I don't need to enter into these regions to do. It's all uncolonized in Guinea south from here. And this area over here, I can just take later. Like Mali is not a critical region for me. Although, hold on, before I say too much, where's my gold review situation? Okay. Maybe Mali isn't quite so uncritical. There is a bit of gold over here. That's over there, okay. I'm allergic to crippling evil greed. It's only 2 gold tiles. It's not really, you know, the bee's knees, as it were. I think I'm going to leave behind Cantor as a tributary for more money. No, not Dagana. Cantor. Yeah. In these 2 tiles. I don't think I want to create 2 new governor positions when I already am at breaking point trying to micromanage my party politics with the families. I don't really intend to expand into either of these regions right now. Now, eventually I do want to control everything over here, but Mali is not a priority. I want to get through Joloff to get to the coast, which opens up opportunities, and there's some good resources out here to sell. Guinea is gigantic and mostly jungle, so it's not very valuable. Now, there are probably some good resources hidden away in the jungle. There's some cola down here. That's interesting. There's some metals, and, you know, there's gold here and there. Where's my gold to click on? There's a little bit of gold, but it's not really super valuable. And although Mali does have some good resources, and the territory out here is fine, you know, it's more plains, it's more of the same. It's not really super critical. Not to mention, I'd be dealing with even more wrong culture group. Actually, the northern parts of Mali are the right culture groups. That'd be a little easier to deal with. But it is wrong religion, largely. Well, maybe not, actually. This area over here is, well, partially it's Badaic. I don't think it's really necessary. Let me go for this plan. Okay. So, Daganon, Takrur to Timbuktu, Boy Nanian Takrur to Timbuktu, Boy Nanian Joloff to Timbuktu, Kantori Wuli to Timbuktu, Kantori Bundu to Timbuktu, and Cantor becomes a tributary of Timbuktu. 27 AE for this peace deal. We are definitely calming down once I fight Tiang and... Well, hold on. Do I have a claim on them? We're going to get to that in a moment, I guess, because we're about to border them. Let's go for this deal. They actually almost don't accept this, because this is, in fairness, quite an outrageous deal. But this is the deal I will go for. I'm glad I did this war against Cantor as well. I think that was a smart move to combine it like that. Otherwise, I would have been trying to find a way to fight them. But thankfully, I don't need to worry about that. Okay. And this will also increase our rank to major power. Here it is. All right. Look at that territory expansion. Peace. That's one way to call it. Okay. As for the elites, we're going to just banish those of class. No need to mess around. We're below 10 tyranny. Let's not jinx ourselves here. At this point, we do not need to sell people off into slavery to keep our economy going. We have more than enough income as it is without those sorts of heinous acts. We also have enough heinous acts to worry about right now, as it is as well. Okay, so we're now a major power instead of a regional power. We can now do rebel supporting, and otherwise things are basically the same. We can also guarantee, I think we could guarantee before, but we can do it now as well. And we should, do we not have an extra slot from that? Oh, it's not updated yet. We'll come back to that later. In fact, you know, let me check it now. Oh, we also have more dip range as well, which is great. I will take a look at that in a moment. Where's my dip relations +2? We do have another dip slot. Okay, perfect. Okay. One day go by. maybe after the monthly tick. Let's go ahead and lower the levy, lower this levy as well, disband the mercs, and lower army maintenance. Okay, now it's updated. We now are at 2 of 2, perfect, and moment of truth. Holy shit. Damn. Dip range is... Albion? Pardon me? What? What the hell? 2080? Holy shit. Okay, our dip range has exploded. Oh my god. What was it before? Hold on, I need to find a regional power to remind myself. Oh my god, wait, it's 125% from nothing. No, it's 50% before. So it's a 75% dip range increase. Yeah, oh, no wonder. Holy fucking shit. We're reaching everybody. We can't reach the Chaldeans, but, you know, whatever. I'm willing to accept that. Oh my fucking god. We can reach so many people now. I was not... okay. I'm actually really, really glad I was so aggressive this episode, because we are reaching everybody. Oh my god. And we have more trade routes as well. Don't mind if I do. All right. Let's take a look and see what's on the menu. Everything is on the... Okay, not everything, but a lot more things are on the menu. Oh my god, we're reaching Lydia. Lydia. Oh my god. I can't believe it. This is crazy. Okay, we are reorganizing our trade routes right now. Good god, okay. I've been waiting 20 hours or however long this campaign has been to get to this moment. Now, in fairness, as usual, I'm overestimating the AI's ability to manage their surpluses super well, but we are able to reach a lot now, so that's pretty good. All right, so first and foremost, we need our livestock. Let's trade with Basatis. We can reach... Let's trade with Carthage as well. There's our double livestock. I don't know if I need double grain. Let's come back to that. I do want extra fish. Now, I'm getting fish from Bangu. I should build a fish farm in Bangu, but let me come back to that later. For now, let me trade in 1 fish from Carthage. And then, let's see. Do I want double wood? No, I don't need double wood at all. Let's see here. Do I want double dyes? I think I might want double dyes. I do want double dyes. Where's my dye exporting? Let me cancel 1 trade out of dyes. Hold on. It's valuable, but I want the local surplus. 8% national noble happiness will help my loyalty management everywhere. Okay. This is so satisfying to be able to actually do economy micro in this game. Oh my god. It's been so long. We're just finally getting... Okay, I definitely want to have gold surplus as well. Let me cancel one of my gold trades out. Alright. So, you know, we're going to lose a little bit of money, but the modifiers are worth it for sure. Okay. And then... do I want my papyrus modifier? I don't care about the papyrus modifier so much. I do want stone surplus. Let me trade in some stone from Lydia. Lydian stone, look at that. Alright. Oh my gosh. Okay. Glass. Okay, now we're back to livestock. Okay. So much to pick between here. Ooh, wine would be really good. I don't have enough wine available. Let's see. I don't really have access to too much here. There is a lot that people won't sell to me. Yeah, okay, capital bonus is big, and territorial distance does still play an effect, so the dip range itself doesn't mean everything, but we can now reach a lot more, which is a good start for sure. And with dip range expanded, we can have relations with these people, and that can, open doors up in the future. Okay, so having done this, I think we're kind of back to just trading in a bajillion livestock. But it is, worth it. I guess, with no other things to worry about, let's trade for value, which means probably cloth is the most valuable. Yeah, cloth is the most valuable. Let's trade in as much cloth as we can. Ooh, that is a lot of cloth. We can even trade one more thing in. Let's trade in some livestock. Trade in from Insubria. That's crazy. What's the craziest? Trade in from Massilia. Can I trade in any livestock from the British? No, I don't think so. Let's trade in Egyptian livestock, I think. Okay. Now we're at 14.42. Let's also verify. So free trade, 16.21. Okay, yeah, free trade's definitely still better. That's what I thought, because we have so much exported. Doesn't hurt to verify that, though. Okay. All right. I think let's test out harsh taxation. What are we looking at now? This is close enough. I'm comfortable with this. So now we're up to 15.11. Maintenance would be so nice to lose, but we do have some forts we're about to get rid of. So let's now take a look at the territory. Okay, so first of all, Takrur. Where should the capital be? Not in Dagana. That part is 100% for sure, so let's get rid of that. Alright, that farm stays. Slave estate can go. Mboinane is a farmland. But I kind of would prefer a better location. I mean, coastal forest or coastal marsh. Let's see, 10% from that. 5 and 5 from river and coastal. So it would basically be the equivalent of a inland plains tile with no river. But then you can like boost it up with ports, right? So it being coastal does still have an advantage. Though the civ level and some other modifiers could be annoying. Tiang is probably good for controlling movement around here with the impassable. Mboinane is a bit far from the impassable over here to pull that off, and I may do something over here that does something similar. Let's see. Oh, Tiang is a gold tile, so never mind. Mboinane might actually be the best spot in the province. Unbelievably, it's kind of hard to say Mboinane, but okay, we'll keep it there for now. So we'll keep it fortified for now as well because of that. Incidentally, I actually didn't notice I had a claim on these guys. Maybe I should have kept my army raised. I do want to fight Tiang. Let me get to them later. I do have a lot of AE right now, and there's no huge rush. Now that I have this crazy dip range, my my coastal ambitions can be delayed a little bit. Let's let our army recover. They've been through a lot. We'll come back for Tiang for a very, very easy final fight. We've got the claim on them. Nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. Okay, this capital here I can't really change because I only have the one tile, so we'll just leave it for now. Over in the Wooly province, we do actually have everything except for this one tile that's uncolonized. Okay. And we also have... Okay, the capital's moved from Mbone over to Cantor, which we'll leave it at for now. Come back to that later. As for actual buildings, that can go, that can go, that can go, that stays, that goes, and the fort. So, let's see. The Wooly tile itself is probably not the best tile. It would control movement through the impassable quite well. And I would also control over here, which would be nice. What's the barbarian situation? Okay, barbs are just coming from this forest, or this jungle down here, and this has a lot of barb spawn. I don't think that matters too much. Okay, so with Mboinane as the capital over here, Wooly would actually be the right distance from it. There's not like a lot of great spots in this area that are the right distance from Mboinane, because it's in such a weird spot for this province. One issue that I do have with Mboinane being the capital over here is that it and Ogo are pretty far from this barb spawn. So they together aren't going to really provide a lot of great coverage for this province from these barbs. But I can eventually raise the local levy or have a legion stationed over here to deal with it. Like, it's at the edge of the world, so there's not really too much to worry about. Okay, so this would be a horse tile. It has the advantage of being the name of the province for what that's worth. It's the right distance from Mboinane. This province has no rivers, it's plains, so it's like the best kind of tile I could work with here. And it would also allow me to then create a road loop around the desert with a stop in Wooly. I think Wooly's probably a good spot to go for. Yeah. And then Nyoro could eventually be the second city of Bundu. Yeah, if I make Wooly the capital, Nyoro is not as strong because it's too close to it. I know for sure Kantor won't be a city in a long time because Nyoro has the river. So, okay, let me think about this. Maybe I do make Nyoro the capital because it does have the river. It's really far away, but now that I have this territory, it feels a bit less far away. They both have farms, so it's the same either way. With Nyoro as the capital, and it'd be a stronger location than Mbunu, this then means Wooly's a bit too close to it. Which makes... Nyobel's a forest, so probably not. Kahone is a bit close to Mboinane, but it's also a bit too far away from Nyoro. Wooly is actually a really good strategic spot. It's not an amazing tile, but it's a good strategic spot for movement control, because then the Nani jungle is held by the Wooly fort. Okay. I think I've made my decision. I'm going to make Wooly the capital. I'm going to build the fort here. I've got stone coming in, right? Yes, okay. Destroy this fort. And then I'm going to make Mbune the capital as well, though I want to conquer this stuff first before I move it. Unless I make it a city and a fort, that's not as likely to get moved around. I think I'll leave it for now because it'll be protected by the Wooly fort. So, but I will make Mbune the capital so that everything connects up in a smooth way. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That all looks good. And then over here, incidentally, I think Mbul should be the capital over here. I want to have a capital on the water, and Mbul is the obvious location for that. It's also the right distance. Well, it's a little close to Mboinane, but I don't have a lot to work with over here, so it will be fine. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Okay. I am content with my decision making. Yeah, my wages is also a huge drain on my economy right now. How's my corruption situation like looking overall? It's pretty severe. I think I need to keep it going, unfortunately. Okay. Alright, and then let me save my money for now so I can do another city foundation. Actually, I can do another city foundation even if I don't save my money. Let's see. Timbuktu has another building slot, finally. Yes. Alright, more research here. We only do so much when I'm at... Actually, I'm not at my efficiency caps. I think I do want to build another library. There's a lot of good things I can build over here. Let's do a quick Timbuktu review. What are we looking at? I'm basically at my noble ratio. Citizen ratio is basically filled out. We're above on Freeman. Honestly, I might need to get an aqueduct in Timbuktu at this point. We're getting there. I could build a double fort. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think Timbuktu is ever going to get sieged. I'd have to really, really critically fail on every level in a war against, like, Egypt or someone really strong for Timbuktu to be directly endangered at this point. I mean, we're basically protected from any serious enemies by the desert itself. Like, who's gonna reach me? We've got so many layers of fort coverage. Like, Timbuktu, honestly, may not even really need to be fortified, but I'm not gonna go that crazy. Barbs can still pull something funny off. I don't want to play with fire like that. Let's see. Aqueduct may be the smart thing. I don't have any of these inventions developed yet, so I have to wait on those. Yeah, let me build a library here. And then, let's see. Still being constructed. Okay, let me figure out the Sato thing. What did I decide on? Was it going to stay as Bema? Or was I waiting to conquer more? I think I was waiting to conquer more. Yeah, so Rabra and Bune. And then... No, I was going to put it at Diacom, that's right. That's correct, yeah, that's right. Was I? Hold on. I was just talking about this earlier in the episode. Yeah, I was deciding between Katakoro and Diacon. And Katakoro is too close to Rabra. Right. Okay. I really want to get Rabra colonized so I can get that like line figured out. So that'd be super convenient. Okay. Let me do that now. Actually, I need to colonize it from some direction. Let's see here. I have to move Pops really far to make this happen, but I do have plenty of money right now. Let's do this now. Okay, so let's do it maybe from Katakoro. Do we have any bozos anywhere? No. Let's just move one over so that you can see. Dominant culture is not integrated. Okay, so I need to bring over 5 bozos. I think they can just be bozo slaves. And then move out 4. Okay. Where are my closest bozo populations? I have some bozos over here. Right, into Goomba. Let's bring in as many bozo slaves as we can. So there's 1, 2. I have to bring them in from further afield to Goombu. So into... let's see. Sumpy. Oh yeah, here we go. 2, 3, 4. I need to move more slaves in here. Non-bozos. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Then into Goombu. Bring in the bozos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then from Goombu to Dialara. Bring the bozos over. 1, 2. Let's bring them all over. Just to be safe. And then into Goombu, we need to make sure... Actually, I don't think it had a farm before, so let me come back to that later. Alright, from Diata into Bema. Bring over the bozos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Diata is not a farm tile. Okay, so... And then into Katakoro. This is so technical, but it's going to be worth it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And any other bozos? Nope. Right, and then from Katakoro... Oh, hold on, wait. I need to... Yeah. So let me move from here into... there's like a farm that I already have a building at. Okay. Yoto. Unless, hold on, is there any other better location to move them? Probably not. Let's move them into... Actually, this already has a bit more. Let's move them into But, so move the non-bozos from Katakoro. There it is. Okay, perfect. Rabra. There we go. Okay. It's a lot of work just to do this. Okay. Relocate capital into Rabra. Yes. Perfect. And now I will go ahead and, with my... I almost don't have enough. Build a fort in Rabra. And we'll build a city there as well. Okay. I'm happy I did all that. Alright. And that is all my money spent as well. At least for now. Very good. Let's resume. Also more. I'm not going to sell to you. Sell to somebody else. Rising from obscurity. Timbuktuian fortunes are rising. Over time, our republic has achieved both greater wealth and power. Traditionally, we have relied on the ability, valor, and dignity of our ancient and honorable families, but with rising fortune, there is also ample opportunity for new men of quality to rise beyond their birthright. Contacts certainly help when aspiring to join the elites, and there are certainly some families that the parties in our Senate would like us to favor. If we support a candidate endorsed by the parties, it is just as certain that this will upset the current balance of power in the Senate. Among those that aspire to greatness, there is also Salam Kuru, a man who has achieved great power without the support of the parties and who would jump at the opportunity to prove himself. He is the wrong religion, so probably not. Okay, so I can decide which party gets approval. Actually, I probably want traditionalist approval right now because they have the lowest. Let me bring in, let me have Ghana Isawagan become a family. Actually, hold on. This one may be glitched because there's no name displayed. I already have an Isawagan family. That might be kind of confusing. Yeah. You know what? Let me pick a family name that already isn't being used, just so I don't get too confused here. So either Zaparima, which would make the Democrats happy, or I could bring in the Kuru family. Him being the wrong religion may not be the end of the world, necessarily. We shall see. Might be. He would gain Democrat conviction, but the other family heads would not like this. Actually, it's the party leaders, but I think they're all family heads. Let me go for the Democrat choice, Zabarima. I think that's fine. Okay, let's take a look and see. Okay, here's the new family, led by Gassama Zabarima. One of them is an officer somewhere. Okay, so Pokobila joined this family. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Although the Democrats are now going to be upset that another family is not. Oh, it's fine. This is sustainable, to say the least. Okay, I really would prefer Takodama not bugle his way. Is that a phrase? No, probably not. I'd really prefer he not return to the Koatakon ship, but I don't think there's much I can do short of killing him, which I don't think. Well, hold on. 53% chance of success at trial. Do I care about it this much? I don't know if this would even succeed in time. It may also start a civil war if we fail to convict him. I could rival him and then imprison him. But I don't know if I really want to do that. Let's see. I mean, trial would be 5 tyranny anyways. Oh, I need to give him an office as well. No, he has an office. He's a physician. Huh? Oh, he has no office. Okay, I misread that. In fact, making him not an officer would also probably help produce his support. Let me try that first before we go crazy with with whatever I'm trying to do. Okay, so this guy's really good, by the way. 10 finesse. Let's bring him in as the family head, as the physician. Democrats won't like that, but I don't care. They can deal with it. All right. He'll be super loyal because he was just raised up. Okay, good stuff. Number 7 in the world. After Pidna, interesting. Tairava. Holy crap, 3,300? Have they unified? No, they've not. I don't know why they're so powerful, score-wise. I guess they must have a really good, like, divider. Yeah, 115. They don't even really have an amazing divider. I guess they're just really, yeah. Pop happiness 385. Wow, okay. Okay, they got 2 culture groups. Maybe they're all Hindu? Is that what's going on? I don't know. I also forgot that this mod adds in parts of Southeast Asia. I mentioned that in the very first episode, I think, but I've not even like looked over here in a long time. That's kind of funny. Yeah, interesting. Very strange. Is this in the base game? Okay, never. It doesn't matter at all. Let's just come back. Worry about it later. Okay, Carthage wants my vegetables. I'll take Carthage. Okay, 16.49 is good. He's still next in line. Okay. Oh, 2.74 now. So it's way cheaper. All right, I think I'm gonna do this, honestly. Yeah. Can he? Okay, he's no longer in the. Oh my God! I'm so glad I did that. Holy crap! Layla Sankara coming in with the 10-0, 10-5. That is a certified charismatic co-Otacon right there. All right, that was. I'm gonna lose the tyranny I just spent to put her in that position. Okay, I need her to not be put down below whoever's next up. Holy moly. I might even just, I mean, speaking of despotism, I may just keep that guy in prison until after the election, then I'll just let him out. Oh boy. I think I might do that. I don't want to like kill him, you know, like he's not like a bad guy. He's just not as good as Layla Sankara. You know? The things I do for the Republic, you know? It's all for the greater good at the end of the day. Also, I think I can complete this mission if I do just a little bit of slave micro. I don't have enough money though, so let me do this later. Maybe next episode I do it. Alright, let's trade with someone further away. You're far enough away. Trade up on Wild Game. This game really is wild. That's for sure. Alright, I need you to not lose any support. Can I do anything to make you more appealing? I could make her a governor and then give her a nickname, but that's not really... I don't think that's worth it. What? Got an enlightened centrist over here. Look at this. 100 in every single party, and she just chose Democrat. Like, what? She's ambitious and depressed, uncaring, monotonous, merciful. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. I actually wouldn't mind her being the main Otacon if she had a little bit of finesse, which she doesn't. So she's good as a co-Otacon character for sure. And Gumasita with his 9 finesse is solid as the incoming main Otacon. Here comes some more barbs. That's fine. I don't have the money to do any city foundations. That's kind of funny, but it's worth it. I've got good construction projects underway. We will leave it at that. All right, things are looking secure for the election. Very good. We'll see how the parties shake up. By the way, oligarchs are now the majority party once again. Blast from the past right there. All right, that's fine. Whew. Minor addendum. All right, Wamanegdo Sawadi has suggested a small addendum to an often referenced law pertaining to the rights of the common folk. It should only be a small effort to push this through the assembly. I will happily trade 10 PI for 6 stability. Yes, please. I don't even have the money to build a city right now, so it is worth it. Okay, thankfully there were no last-minute shenanigans. Layla Sankara will be the co-Otacon coming in. Excellent. Unless there's a truly last-minute shenanigan. But I don't think that's super likely in the last month here. Let's coast our way into 195 at speed 2 and enjoy the outrageous expansion that we've experienced this episode. Getting this border gore cleaned up will be quite nice. But for now, don't exactly have the money to do too much colonization, but we will soon have the finances to do such things. Yeah, hopefully the Mediterranean markets start to bulk up a little bit. We're able to do a bit more with them. All right. Gumasira Sankara was elected to office and will now rule our glorious nation. 4914. Oligarchs are in control, which means build cost reduction. Very nice for what will actually this time be an economic episode next time. Aside from what will likely be a quick Tiang War, and maybe a little bit of warring, but definitely just a Tiang War to get that sort of border figured out. It'll actually be an economic episode with the build cost bonus in mind. I want to pass a law. Interesting. Okay, that's going to be it for this episode of the Timbuktu campaign. Quite a long episode, but quite a consequential episode. This was, if we hadn't reached it already, we are definitely firmly in the mid-game. We're actually pretty deep into the mid-game at this point with our power level. We are a major power. We can reach everybody who, well, not everyone who matters. I think the Chaldeans probably have some serious surplus goods, and the Medeans as well. Actually, we can't trade with the Medeans. And the Indians probably have some surplus goods too. But we can definitely reach some big commercial players, and this also means we can diplomatically interact with them. But of course, as you can tell from the map, we're a little far away from everybody. But our rampage around in West Africa is continuing, and will continue further in the next episode. So that's going to be it for this episode of the Timbuktu campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.